this may be the finals, but this is not the end. This is our swan song. This is our ESL Impact, our grand final. Big versus MIBR. Let's go out with a fucking bang.
Hell yeah. Let's get into this immediately. MIBR take on Big here on Dust 2. And Astra is immediately out long, ready to potentially receive, but MIBR wait. They go incredibly patient. It isn't that electric start we're really expecting here from these two. Instead, it's a slow creep and it's a slow commitment. Danny not even looking over at Catwalk, but M-San is dinked down and out of dodge.
Astra as well, brought down low, has to disengage. They're running upon her. She just about tucks in towards the car. Doesn't have the support. They're all still in towards short. Smoke's going to come over. Astra surely done for here. Run down by Gabby. Second player spotted as that smoke lands, but it's not the best. A gap, and M-San and VQ, they plug it with bullets. Continuing to rain down terror, but the Gushers answered back onto 2. Gabby converts 1. 3 on 3, made 3 on 2. The action doesn't slow down. They know they have a player pinned. And Olga desperately looking for her, but sees far too many players to deal with. This shot just not connecting onto Gandalf. They're just pecking at them from every single angle. It's not easy, but it is big.
I tell you what, it's just so intrusive. You've got all of these players that you have all the info about, but it's that one missed piece of utility that really undoes everything. And you described it perfectly. Plug in the gap with bullets. You've got a player pinned in the corner. You've got MIBR on the top rope trying to deliver a clothesline after clothesline, but instead it is just a surprise attack from underneath, and it is the sheer quantity of players, and it's more than enough for Big EQUIPA to take a well-necessary pistol round.
Surprising that smoke's off the mark too, because that was a set one, I think, thrown back from deep. Like, that's finals nerves, Brandon. A long day in the office for both these teams. But the force fight immediately through. It doesn't get easier for Big. Gonna have this pressure. VQ close to doors. Tech9's approaching.
VQ should be getting all the contact here. Olga just jumping up on the box. It's actually a deeper player, but VQ has the last laugh. And a smoke that goes deep in towards the mid to B is all a little bit of a fake, an outlet. MIBR wants to try and spring this trap on towards the B bomb side, but a counter smoke immediate from Kiosa.
I think VQ just being ahead of that smoke as well, just seeing that there's nothing following through behind, means these two players on B, they can just focus forward. Really, only avenue out for MIBR.
It's just such a waste as well. There's just no utility left, really. There's one smoke, 3 flashbangs. You've got to go Catwalk. You have to go short.
You have to cross VQ to get there. Had a brilliant semi-final. Starting this one, pretty damn solid too, but a lot of targets, still damage put down onto these players.
At least they're over.
Makes the job easier for Astra. Our support's not too far away from M-San either. No util for the CTs.
No, not really, but you still got players. These flashbangs have to be pinpoint. VQ, yet again, peppering up, being a pain, and this Astra with the FAMAS, needing out even more lethality. Gabs can't do anything, and Big EQUIPA go back to back.
Yeah, those smokes just going down early to try and fake out the B pressure. There was just nothing behind it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing as well, right? And it's, as you say, the fact that VQ comes through the CT smoke, sees nothing in towards the mid door. She's already got the opening kill on the player that was trying to scale into Catwalk. Therefore, okay, you can't be in short. We know that. You have to be in lower. Good luck. Can't really do anything there.
Yeah, it's a little brave for her to be playing close to the double doors against the Tech9s because you could get a little flash play there, but it's just open firing. They just scale up onto the Xbox. She gets the easiest damage of her life, which sets up her teammates for easy success. So the perfect start for Big. 2-0 onto the Eco. Save for this Deagle. Oh, and VQ is the Glocks that get it done. At least for one, but Astra will slide through. Oh, careful. Get that reload on. Oh, goodness. She gets stuck on the stairs. Still, look at the HP. So low.
It's true, but you're going into head glitch angles. But M-San doesn't care. Destroys one, but the Glocks are firing a lot of success. Poppins with 2 and low HP. And look at Gabby. She's immediately in towards CT. One bullet separates these two players from death, but it could be the hidden element, the jack in the box. And Kiosa walks right by Gabby. This should be the round here for MIBR. The timing. Oh, it's good for Kiosa. And she just keeps on killing. Jumps up Kelly style. And Kiosa can't believe it.
Kiosa style, more like. putting her mark on it in the air with the Tech 9. That little spin around onto Gabby too. Sure, low HP, but there was a chance she got caught.
And they're the championship rounds. They're the rounds that you win. They're the rounds where you feel like you should be winning in the first instance, but they're the recoverable ones that give you that belief, give you that faith to keep on pushing.
Yeah, let's remember that was a full eco save for one deagle. Oh, what a tap though. Mid-air, Poppins just trying to get out of the way of it. Find a safe place to plant, but there's no safety from Kiosa. Still, for the eco, does a lot of damage to the economy. Only the one player living.
Younger with this AWP really needs to get involved early. High prioritization for MIBR to bring it out as soon as possible. So therefore, we're going to need instant impact. We've asked from that from Younger before, all throughout this weekend. It's been a slow build-up. But finally, we saw it arrive in the semi-finals. Hoping it can be replicated here right now, just governing. Pressure over towards the mid doors. No one spotted. This is such a reserve setup. You got this bait and switch out of VQ and Astra, which is really nice. So the AWP's going to take the deeper line. Astra's then going to swing on the corner.
It's a slow play out from MIBR. They're really waiting for some sort of aggression.
It's not going to come in. Big will not give you these space, these mistakes.
Astra will fall off though. That mid-to-B smoke has caused her to come over. Now, it's not the best, so she has a little bit of room that she can kind of look around it. Doesn't see anything, a flash over to clear, so now she'll know this has to be the short play. BQ holding long, and that's one part of the lurk. We should be ready for a second. Two now players going to be holding for the CTs as this approach comes through. Defensive smoke time is going to be a problem. Young has been brought down to 2 HP. Finally, Danny answers with 2 quick headshots of her own, scaling through. It's Gabby that helps out. Still, bomb needs to go down, and it's stuck on the site. Can Hanka really disrupt it? No, Gabby comes through to collect, and MIBR arrive in the grand finals.
I'll tell you what, I really felt like VQ was going to be the mega disruptor in that round, because the long lurk is taking its sweet time to come in. She was even considering a second player being there. That actually felt really sloppy from MIBR. The fact that you have got that short setup alongside this double long extremity play, you needed one of these players to go absolutely nuclear. Danny delivers. On the grand final stage, no less, was an MVP at the most recent 3G LAN. That was domestic. This is international. She's starting to shine bright.
Careful now. MSAN showing what she can do close doors.
They're really good at these anti-ecos big. I know we were saying that MIBR weren't losing these sorts of rounds against Imperial Valkyries, but big EQUIPA, I think they've had the most eco round victories / half-buy measures all tournament long. And it starts yet again. VQ flashes forward Kiosa, and the MP9 will tear Danny to shreds.
Yeah, getting out as well. Doesn't risk grabbing that AK, but still happy with the kill and the disengage. Gets them sweating early. A lot of time has to be wasted, making sure lower tunnels, close doors are clear. Good to see Kiosa starting strong on Dust 2. Had her struggles against Let Her Cook on this map yesterday. Young is holding for this push.
Yeah, but how many more?
2 more players? This is crazy. And Hanka's just walked through.
Oh, this bomb could be caught. I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue, but it is a worry that Hanka's just slipped the net. Only on a 5-7.
She might miss the timing completely, though.
The bomb is still in lower. They've dropped it back for Younger to pick up. There is such an opportunity here. 30 seconds, and Hanka's just seen Younger go into tunnels.
No, but she might go towards B. Oh, coming back through. Poppins finds Hanka, but Olga's got the kill on doors, comes back, removes that disruptor, but there's still 2 players on the site. And VQ hitting shots with the scout. Kiosa removes Olga, and Younger, who was tagged earlier, can't find a way into this. VQ's just going to duck down. I think Younger has to call it off. There's just no time.
She's dropped the AK. Sorry, she swapped out the AK for the AWP. She can't go back and get the AWP. It's really awkward. Viku's just taking it right from under her nose. Younger thought about winning the round, then went back to save, and she's just given an AWP to Viku.
Yeah, that's not exactly what you want to be pulling out, is it? But what a round you said. They're the ones. Younger catches this little timing. Like, Younger gets that first kill. She's even cognizant of this possibility.
What's savage here is that, again, I think this is just grand finals and comms of the like, but Olga gets a kill on a player in CT, turns around, gets the player top mid. They still commit to B. You've just killed the A players.
I think time was ticking at that point, though, right? Like, but yeah, you're absolutely right. The A players have gone down. Bomb, I think, in lower tunnels at that stage.
You're just so tunnel visioned, especially with that time burden. You're like, okay, well, we've actually survived this bit, but we need to get going. And unfortunately, it's just not enough. And where Younger is split away from Olga going into tunnels, and where Viku's already posted back plat with that scout.
Yeah, those two players swapping positions there, Viku and Kyosa, that's actually key. It's tag. It's so hard to get past that scout when it's turreted at the back, and Kyosa catching a nice angle onto Olga on that crawl through mid. Not the worst buy, though. One Galil and Scout for Younger, so a downgrade from that AK saved, but given over to better hands. Still a nice edge for Big as well.
A bit more of a faster tempo here where it comes to the mid control. We've already seen MIBR just be really slow, really methodical in taking, just doing their due diligence when it comes to this map control. But here, it's a bit faster. You've got all the tunnels, you've got top mid. You're now just dropping utility to cross over to Cat. The issue you've got is this takes up so much of your utility just to gain ground that EQUIPA have already given you.
Yeah, it's just playing this kind of standard A defense, right? They got the AWP holding long, so EQ can lock that down. The two riflers can just focus forward on short. Still holding a smoke as Astra, not throwing that into short, so potentially wants to use it as a counterplay, drop it on the site. We've seen how just potent that can be, especially with MSAN tucked in at Goose. And the longer this time ticks, the trickier it is for MIBR.
There's that many map control. They really were anticipating fights to be given over. But where Big is so turtled in, you've now just got to go into a site where you have no information on.
Sure gets the info. Here comes that smoke landing down. They're going to try and run through ahead of it. That's the bomb spotted on Poppins. Dropped as well. Olga will drop down into its CT to find a kill of her own and overwhelms Viku. But you still got MSAN. Can she disrupt the bomb? No, she can't. And I think there might be just enough time. Bomb goes down. It's a 2-on-3. Young and low from that scout. They're just trying to find a target. Olga, eyes locked in on these approaching players. Younger goes down. That was the easy kill, but you've got to find Olga. You've got to find Gabby, and you cannot get past either.
Yeah, really well played. To be honest, in the afterplant, I love the fact that Younger's actually taken the first piece of contact here with the scout. You've got Olga on a slightly wide angle, but she's still peeking with Gabby at the same time. And it's too difficult to go from left to right in an immediate spray transfer, especially with both of them shooting back. They needed that. Again, that fuels confidence, especially when you're walking into a bomb site with 30 seconds left. Every single thing needs to go right. Olga, with a slight micro to drop down off of the catwalk to go in towards CT. It was a tag last round for Younger. This time it's a frag.
Yeah, did she also tag Viku during that? Was that like a collateral?
Potentially.
Viku on 36 HP, and they're just walking. Contact. Oh, Kyosa running back to grab util, and Olga just runs them down. The ball's at the door. And they force into this. They'll be forced right on out.
And this was a theme. Even though Kyosa started the game strong, it felt like teams were punishing her over at this B bomb site. She's often left as a reliable anchor, but solo. So if you can just change the pace, if you can overwhelm, if you can create that conditioning, that's going to further anchor EQUIPA just to have two players consistently on this B bomb site. And that gives you that more room to go over towards catwalk, more room to extend in towards middle. That's exactly what MIBR want.
Yeah, I really liked it from MIBR on the T side of Nuke. We saw a lot of that with just, you know, kind of more defaulty first rounds on the T side, but then towards the end, they just went for really fast aggro hits. Sakura didn't know what to do, how to deal with it. It was just so fast and reactive. Didn't allow them to get all those individual fights.
And that's the benefit of actually just running the default, because you get to see what your opponent is doing in terms of, are they allowing us all this space? Because if they're allowing all this space, that creates opportunities like this. And sure, EQUIPA aren't on the best of buys here, but you know they're going to be forcing in. They could be playing quite close, but it's the immediate overwhelm. MIBR are so good at swarming, it's another collateral at the mid doors.
Okay, Younger is here. That's absurd.
She's pushing.
All right, Astra, is there something here? Surely spotted. And punished. Younger is in a bit of a tricky spot, but she'll call back the troops to help her out. And Vicky takes one with the sidearm. Okay. Emsan and Hanka have as well. That's the lurk removed. That's an AK in Hanka's hands.
At least Younger can get out. Or maybe she just wants to stand still. Hanka now spotted, but the kill's not collected. That's going to invite Danny in, and she needs to hit this shot. It's immediate.
So aware. Emsan with just the deagle.
That's it. That's tricky. It's only a sidearm.
And I knew she was here too, so eyes on her. Danny with the rifle. Younger picks one up of her own, and the two of them just swing in tandem. Nice try with the pistols, but you have to really be on your A game to get past Younger.
Yeah, finally. You actually hold strong against that half-buy. Because last time Big Keeper had a half-buy, they were able to profit from it. This even starts with that collapse, and it gets into this situation where you're starting to struggle, you're starting to really feel the pressure.
I think it's a really cool point you made earlier about Younger kind of ramping up, sort of against Imperial. You know, this kind of staging has just gotten better and better through the tournament. Same for VQ, right? Very quiet day one, absent, took over today. And it just feels like these two AWPers are peaking at the right time. And with the veto that we have, it just feels like it's just the perfect scenario for great Counter-Strike.
Funnily enough, I'd go one step further, and I'd say you could actually make that conversation point about a lot of the riflers for both of the teams as well. I think this is Poppins' best event when it comes to second and third day. I think Danny has been incredible, especially today, but also towards the tail end of yesterday.
Two fragging IGLs that are often the top of their teams.
Exactly.
Both probably in contention for Player of the Year. Hanka, though, opens up onto Danny. Kiosa needs to hold.
Oh, interesting. I don't know what made them cancel that.
Yeah, it looked like they were ready to go.
They think better of it. Keep an eye on Emsan. Emsan's not normally one to really lurk through and push the issue in towards the long corridor, but she actually has so much space here if she wants to do it. Instead, another smoke just deployed as a block, and she's going to go back to try and help out Astra.
Astra just jiggling this little gap. That's going to get smoked off. That's going to cause her to move back towards this A-bomb site. BQ's over here, but no AWP, plenty of util.
It's going to be the same round for MIBR. They're going to drop these smokes that are going to create a little bit of a dribble. Olga looks like she wants to jump down, but with Gabby just still occupying this lower tunnel, there's always an escape plan. If this initial contact doesn't work, you can go mid to B, but the margins are so fine.
Do they drop both these pieces of utility immediately? Still the counter util here. Smoke for VQ, flash for Astra. They will want to fight this. There's no long lurk either.
They got to drop this util and they got to go now, MIBR. Will eventually drop it. In they go. How good's this flashbang out of Astra?
Up it goes, but the fire at her feet, and Olga again on this drop down. Punishing them constantly. Astra steps back into the flames and is blown out the server.
And now you can just plant for short because you've got all this control. Olga's gone down and has now gone all the way back up. You don't need a long lurk. You can just leave that player. But Emsan is challenging and thriving.
That's a crazy kill to her to get.
Look at Olga.
This is the fight. This can define it. Olga gets one. Tricky spray, but she tracks it. Hanka, can she best the AWP? She can. Younger goes down. It's all onto Poppins, an exposed angle, and can't quite hit the shots. 2 HP. Emsan catches her in the open. What a round from the long anchor.
Yeah, what a shame, to be honest, for MIBR, because the way that they approached that round, I really enjoy the fact that it is exactly the same as it was before because it yielded so much success. You've even got the same player making the same move when it comes to the entry path in. And you got the same reaction out of Big Keeper. You got that smoke, you got that nade. What's the new addition here for MIBR? They break it open. They get the entry so cleanly, but it's this overcommitment. It's the Olga overswing. You suddenly create all of these 1v1s and this division of labor. It's more than enough for Big Keeper to overwhelm.
Yeah, Papa's position just becomes untenable as soon as she loses that support in short. She's meant to be dealing with players approaching from the ramp side.
It feels like Olga's just got a little bit too keen and has gone. Then Younger's like, oh no, I have to rectify this. One missed AWP shot, you're done for. And Poppins, as you say, high and dry.
Speaking of Poppins, popping out towards long, but flash dodge. Shot's not connected. Emsan, gets to get away. Smoke will land in time. It's got a big gap on the left side.
Look at this push.
Oh my God. Anka's just going to slide in towards long if she can get close into this corner. I don't know if this is cleared. Olga Could get punished with the bomb dropped. There is this player approaching from the spawn. Hanka pulls out the util, a little too heavy with it. Oh, Danny deletes the orb. That's put the advantage now onto MIBR.
That's damning. That's really difficult now for Big Keeper. The fact that VQ feels like she can just slide in and hit that timing. Danny's ready. Remember, this is a South American team. You're going to be expecting these pushes all over the place. Danny, ready, prepared. Now if you're MIBR, if you're on this T side, you group up, you just go together. It doesn't matter if it's B, it doesn't matter if it's long. But Danny has now reunited with Gabby, who's held all this space the entire time, and they're going to slowly contact walk up here. They could get caught on the cross.
Yeah, Young has already posted up. Msan slowly crawls on over. Astra has some utility to be a nuisance. And that's just going to cause Msan to swing off the back of it, but only one. Over the top, the headshot comes through, not the kill, but they are there for Poppins. Leaves it onto Astra. Trying to dodge the util, but can't dodge the AWP of Younger.
I'll tell you what, look, there's been a couple of mistakes here for MIBR and Bigger Keeper throughout this tournament so far this weekend. But right here, right now, what you've just seen is incredibly good fundamentals out of MIBR. The fact that they wait till they get as close as possible to then drop the long smoke to cross. You've got the molly that goes up backside before they scale and peak the ramp. It just forces Msan into the open. It guarantees the kills for Poppins. And then you can get Younger on that car angle, guised by that smoke, and could just hold over the top for sure. It's actually really interesting because the level of technicality in these rounds is only ramped up and up and up for MIBR, and then they'll pull out a round like this. Olga is just in CT.
Yeah, you know, right? You're up against the Eco, you can just kind of go and shoot them. You got the confidence. Olga is not afraid to take the fights against the pistols.
And that's B.
I think it's good to, you know, not play with fear against these sort of rounds, right? Just make sure it's removed before it can get threatening. It's when you play afraid, the pistols can pick you off. But there's no fear in Brazil.
Yeah, good change of tempo yet again for MIB. I think game management. I know Grim and Renard was talking about this a little bit in the semi-final, having Landin as a coach and all the experience he's gone through, all of the amount of reps he's had playing in Tier 2, Tier 3 South America. It all adds up and it all creates this almost playbook of what to expect, how to navigate the uncertainty, especially in South America where the Counter-Strike there is incredibly unpredictable. So it looks to be a really good pickup for this team. And every single time he takes a timeout, you just feel like MIBR are going to win the round after. It's the Blade effect.
Last round of the half, MIBR can walk away with the lion's share on their map pick. The Dust 2, a great choice really against Bigger Keeper, I think after what we've seen from them, even though traditionally it's been a pretty good map for them. They've definitely shown some weaknesses, and if you're MIBR, you know exactly how to exploit them. But Hanka catches Olga, throwing some util, pushing ahead of that smoke. He also needs to be careful. No shots fired, she'll stay alive.
Surprised they didn't just go. MIBR, I've seen this round a lot from them where they try and take space really quickly in towards middle. They just burst on towards B, but I suppose because they didn't get the contact they were hoping for in middle, they just pull the plug. Instead, Danny's going to go and lurk outside long. You're going to leave Poppins as a deeper extremity in towards lower tunnels, and the bomb's going to reconvene.
Msan's been solid. Again, same angle to avoid this flashbang, so we know she won't be blinded. In fact, actually going to swap up. It's Viku who steps in. This flashbang poised for her. Danny ready with this swing. Gabby by her side. Shot fires off, blinded, doesn't hit. Viku can just take up a new angle. No flash this time, an easy open shot. Danny goes down. Molly will come to disrupt her. VQ just about getting around, no swing. Whereabouts is Poppins? Well, in the floor. Astra puts her there. VQ, that one's simple. And Gabby's left in a 1v5. This grand final looking to be a close one. Oh, Gabby's given it a bit of a fight. But too many people to take down. 6-6, we are tied up at the half.
Can you flash? I flash now. Curse CT, Emma, curse CT one. I don't see ramp yet.
Go from short maybe.
They
Yeah,
have
let's
side.
go. Let's go.
Side dead.
Stay away from it.
Go,
Go. We
Xbox,
go
Xbox,
up
Xbox.
Xbox when I pause, okay? Corner, bro. I'm playing Emma. Kill. One more short. I'm dead.
2v1, 2v1.
Together.
side.
Together. Now HP.
Defuse!
ADP is
Nice,
ramp.
Tanya!
Okay, I take.
Nice, I don't know what happened, but it's nice, okay.
Let's go.
Rolling on a feeling, knowing I must go on. If I don't do it now, I will never have it. Dreaming is deceiving, falling to slumber. If I don't do it now, someone else will grab it. If I don't, I wanted it so long. It's taking me some time. I tell myself don't stop. Like waves are breaking, I found a way, I made it. If only I don't stop. Sharper than an arrow, aiming at its target. If I'm losing grip, then I can always get up one more time. But when I'm at the summit, I won't take it for granted. Easy come, easy go, I won't let me slip out of this high. I won't know. I wanted it so long. It's taking me some time. I tell myself don't stop. Like waves are breaking, I found a way, I made it. If only I don't stop.
Big EQUIPA deny MIBR the chance to run off into towards the sunset at the tail end of this first half. Instead, we're even Stevens. And for MIBR, they normally start these second halves incredibly strong. Now they're on the defense, they have to deal with how oppressive the offense can be from Big.
A little push coming through. Amsan is
Hello.
holding for this, but can't hold for Yanga. A bit quicker on the trigger. That's going to cause Big to start to scale forward, but only, I think, one, maybe two at most spotted.
Interesting. I really like this reroute because look, if there's a push there in towards long, there's always going to be a second player. Mid to B, the plan changes, but it's adapted on the fly. Danny now needs to try and stand her ground. Cannot overstep because the rotate, sure, it's on the way, but it's laboured. And suddenly in towards the site, it's a complete overwhelm. In a blink of an eye, Big evaporated.
Yeah, it's delayed getting into that B bomb site from middle. The CTs, they do not pause. They just keep holding W straight down through that smoke. Olga's shooting them in the back as they're trying to go through the doors. And Danny holds on for dear life. Enough for the pistol.
Absolutely, guts over fear yet again. It's always instinctual for MIBR. Might be the Roaring Bears a big keeper, but the Brazilians, they're definitely the apex predator sometimes. It's just the fact that there's just no second thought, the complete idea of just rushing through. We're just going to go through this smoke. It'll be fine. They won't be looking. They're trying to get rid of Danny. And they didn't. No bomb plant, no money.
I've seen Big win these.
Yeah, I have too. Even today.
Listen, I've not floated at all.
You haven't.
We've been the big NIP kind of like split all season. I'm just enjoying the moment.
So am I. What's not to love? Only one round separates these two teams. Kiosa bites off a little bit more than she can chew. And as Viku now with the Glock also gets tagged, it's going a little bit as we expected.
Should be an easy clean up here for Younger.
She gets the player that's low through the doorway before killing the player that was on her screen directly.
I know Nuke can't get this information, but I'd be so curious the amount of damage she's done to players she can't see, like through
This game.
collaterals, through doors. Like, it's been absurd.
I mean, that one was 2. But I think in totality, we're probably looking at 300, 400 damage this map alone.
Pure instinctual counter-strike from Younger and the gang. How great is it to have Younger, Poppins in this grand final? The amount of times we've seen that team, Foxo Demons, and all of its iterations. B4, Black Dragons. I know Goddess has waited for this moment. Part of this MIBR unit.
Forever. Part of that legacy.
Finally, this moment.
MIBR may be looking to get a little bit techie with it because you've got this up-down setup with Poppins and Gabby, but there's every single chance they could push through the upper doors. I've heard that double flash now going towards lower. It's their bigger keeper. They're not interested in the speed bomb site. They want to take short, and that means walking into Olga.
Yeah, Olga can disengage a little bit, has the full kit. He does some chip damage. Smoke lands as well. That'll slow down things. Hanka gun back out. That flash indicates to the T's that something's cooking here towards long doors. Careful in your progression. Olga gets caught, just spammed out. The flashbang is brilliant, but Danny at least takes one down before she goes.
Rotex need to go, need to move over now. Younger feels like she needs to take a fight because she's so worried about Catwalk. Instead it's the swing on long, but punished by Viku.
Having what else she could do, she had to take that fight forward, had to find the space. And when that one falls foul, the MP9s have to leave. Or maybe not.
I mean, the idea right now is you go to long, you pick up a gun, and you save. You can't go for this in the 2v4. Viku's already providing overwatch for this rifle.
Yeah, but she's easily dealt with. And maybe there's a couple of AKs to pick up. Oh, that timing is absurd. At least Poppins will get the kill. An AK of her own. Kind of look at the kit and you think, oh, she just ran, but no. Big won't make those mistakes. Hanka, thorough as ever. She doesn't want to let this moment slip.
I think that was a communication breakdown from MIBR in the mid-round there, because what you've got is obviously Danny pushing towards the long doors, trying to get on a deep angle, and I think because that flashbang has gone on that extremity, Olga thinks maybe there's an opportunity for her to go forward in the short smoke. The issue is you're doing too many things at once. Bigger keeper always holding, because what else can they do? They're just stuck behind a smoke. You overcook it a little bit too much.
And the timing of it with this long aggression just makes it really uncomfortable, doesn't it? Younger suddenly is in, well, has teammates on either side of her to help out. She's meant to be the supporter. Suddenly she's completely alone. Long, not a place you want to be lonely. We are within one in our first map.
It's just game faces. Cool, calm, collected. That was just a bonus for MIBR. And they didn't really future-proof it. They had so many SMGs in this. I suppose Danny got one, so that's a couple of extra bang for her buck. Not too sure if Younger can afford this AWP immediately. The answer's yes. And Olga's gone down to a FAMAS to set up Poppins with all this utility.
I mean, fair enough, Poppins has been playing some incredible Counter-Strike.
They could get aggressive here.
Thinking about it, but no one from Big on the other side. In towards short, players spotted the swing out from VQ, the spray, not even needed. It's Astra that converts on the promise, and Younger shot fired from that AWP. She's brought low. Poppins has got a kill, but meanwhile, Kiosa dealing with these B players by her lonesome. And Younger surely burnt to a crisp. Poppins catches this kill. Maybe there was a way in, but Kiosa, final bullets to get it done. It's chaotic. But it's big pouncing onto short, catching them off guard.
It's really brilliant from Big Keeper, just the staging of this. Yet again, I've spoken a lot how about MIBR like to approach Dust 2, especially on the T side, where they gradually go, they gradually build up, and then first gun round, they always pop on towards the speed bomb site. Here, we've seen exactly the same, except Big Keeper have accelerated up towards the catwalk, and look at how many of these players are just not ready. They're trying to get set up in this. Younger takes a contact angle, then you've got a rifler up close that's playing anti-flash. Well, the rifler couldn't even get over in time. That's how quick that hit was on towards short. It's brilliant. And now look at this. Astra has just pure contacted out long, making the most of the long-range weaponry.
Good awareness. You know, you've definitely broken the bank now after taking all the players down, save one in the round prior. And all in that one. Going to be this pop into towards middle. It's going to be ineffective. No one home.
Just to build on as well, the points about every single player having good moments, stepping up in a big way. If you take a look at the kill distribution across both of these teams, everyone is here. There are no bystanders. There's no mascots apart from the ones in the crowd. Poppin's mums, Poppin's dads, M-San's mum and dad.
Yeah, all within 2 kills of each other on
Fantastic.
MIBR.
It's exactly what you want, and this is delivering. This is why we've got an 8-8 scoreline. Everyone pulling their weight. No weak links.
Oh, Kiosa.
That's crazy.
Cleared and caught. She might just get run down here by these pistols. Younger and Poppins. I can't believe that was like a double dink from downrange. They get any more rifles, that'd be nice.
Maybe Olga can. She's in a really weird spot in CT. Younger's just hoping to hold on. I think Poppins could be thrown as a little bit of a bait to get Younger out. Olga just dinking. Maybe she can help these players on the way out. Will they explode? Yes.
Yeah.
Just to be honest, with the accumulation of damage, for a full eco, you get 3 kills and you walk away with an AK. It really isn't bad at all.
Yeah, definitely couldn't be worse, could it? Could be worse. You're very happy with that outcome. Will the AK go to Olga this time? Tell you what, Viku, I think top of the scoreboard right now, but I don't know if really she's had many AWP kills at all. This has been rifle work for the most part. Now she will have it, boosted up. Oh, she's seen a lot of crosses, but doesn't fire.
Look at what it's done. Immediately, you've got Kiosa and Hanka as a reaction, holding the B doors in case there's going to be this crunch through tunnels. Because effectively, she's seen 3 players cross over there. It's going to get a lot of utility out of your regular default as well, in towards lower, just based off of that info. Poppins ducks down in real life and in game just to avoid Astra's bullets. And now as Bigger Keeper congregate on long, it is Danny who's going to be put to the test.
A lot to ask from her. Nice off angle though that she has adopted. That sets up a free first kill as that clear comes in towards the corner. Can she find any more headshots? Looking for them. Molly to deal with her, and the lurk removed as well. Danny is cooking. She'll burn to a crisp. 1 HP on Poppins after that engagement.
Look at Olga. Olga's now taking matters into her own hands, feeling like she needs to do something. Younger, play delay, because I've got them trapped.
Don't give VQ the chance. That's how this round falls apart.
Look at the setup. Everyone is here. Everyone is here. There is no way to go. And Olga is ready just to get rid of Bigger Keeper. There's that shot from Younger. There's the reswing from Olga. And there's a team kill in the mix. Hanka now has to do it all. 20 seconds left. She tries to walk through the smoke, but it's Younger holding. And it's MIBR stabilizing.
3 CTs just sitting on the other side of that smoke. You rate the idea, but not the circumstance for it. Well held. Danny delaying, but I think the key part of that is Astra gets caught by Poppins. That allows Olga just to push through. There's no lurk, no one to catch her. The flank ends the round. Even if she technically doesn't get the kill.
She's the one that sets it all up. And as you say, Poppins catching Astra there, it is really big. And also, MIBR, it's really nice that they are aware that this could happen. There could be a contact play out of Astra in towards the mid doors. That's really uncommon from Big, and yet they're accounting for every possibility.
Especially when so many players are fighting long. The comms are crazy because Danny's like calling all of this. Flash. Ineffective. Full blind doesn't matter. Timing shot. Collects Hanker's scalp.
And that means the Orcs will equalize.
15 and 8 though. Wow, Younger doing well to stay alive.
There's a bit of Jame that lives off in all of us.
Where do you go from here? It looks like they're grouping back towards B, which has not been a destination Big have sought out very often.
And because they've not been here all that often, I don't think they're going to expect for there to be 2 defenders here.
Poppins playing an off angle behind Big Box. And they're just going to commit through. Trying to dodge the util. Gabby, though, she's the one that does the damage. Poppins not even required. With Astra's Lurk falling foul, VQ, not much she can do. 48 HP. Needs to just try and stay alive. MIBR are about to take the lead, double digits. The economy is in shambles for Big EQUIPA. This round means everything.
This AWP means everything, and I don't think they're going to hold on to it. VQ's trying her best to. And for MIBR, it's now actually a different question. Do we want to hold on to what we have, or is it worth risking every single piece of investment to try and prize this AWP away? They decide to have what they hold. And that setup is really lovely out of MIBR. The fact that you've taken long so quickly, and then you've got Younger posted on short, falls back to a different angle. It makes your rifle more flexible. It just means that Poppins and Gabby can run the same setup because Big EQUIPA didn't see it last round.
Nearly had to mention Gabby's name. 13 kills though, definitely doing her part. Great tracking there on those players scaling on the wide swing. The conversation's been about Olga returning to Brazil. But Gabby, it's the same conversation. She was part of that Furious squad in every single one of those grand finals. Both of these players know what it feels like to walk away empty-handed.
Reunited, and currently it feels so good. Another opening kill. M-San's been legged through the mid doors. This one shouldn't be a conversation. We shouldn't be walking away with anything else than an MIBR victory, especially with that nade. It's chunky, but VQ packs more of a punch. Olga downrange. Runny B? Kind of. I suppose it gets Younger to miss the first AWP shot, but not the second. You don't want to keep giving her chances. However, Big EQUIPA have scaled in towards this site. They will get a bomb down, and they'll get VQ in a powerful afterplant.
All right, 5 HP VQ, Hanka, 11, and a Glock. Kiosa, a Glock. No rifles recovered. This would be the round of the century, and it's denied by Younger, as it constantly is. A triple piece in it. Younger can do no wrong right now.
I really love the fact that MIBR take no chances. They take no risks in these rounds. They are approaching these retakes as if Big EQUIPA were on a full gun round. Leading with that utility, tucked in close to the long wall. So when VQ peeks, you can't directly see how many players are on the line. And the flashbang is just blinding enough to give a split second to punish. And from there, the CTs can overwhelm. And normally you'd say in these circumstances, oh, that's a warning sign to MIBR not to be so costly. Well, it's 11-9. You're running out of time.
Sam's dropping the AK over to VQ. Oh, he's getting dangerous with it. Behind the Molotov, she goes searching, she goes hunting.
That's the bomb.
Astra speared. MIBR off the back of Younger finding so many openers, so many 5-on-4s. The hard work feels done at that point.
It's interesting, you got this lurk smoke on B, so that is going to keep MIBR just over there with 2 players. But I love this call out of Olga. She's brought Poppins over in towards middle to re-clear. And you still got Danny that's lurking over towards the long doors. She never needs to push. Younger's got a lot of responsibility, but all this info is wrong. 3 players are over at B. The main hit, where it relies on Younger holding on for a multi.
Yeah, I'd rely on Younger if I was them, though. Oh, this utility is relentless. 1 HP, how is she alive? Not for long. Eventually run down, but Danny's still deadly at long. Makes it difficult to recover this weaponry too. So MSAN still rocking a deagle. I don't know how she didn't end up with Astra's gun. That was the path they took. Kiosa and VQ, it's got to be them. And VQ answers the call. First kill hers, can't quite connect the second, but that's when Kiosa steps up to the plate, looking to serve a few more headshots. Molly burning, pushing her back. She's cooked and forced all the way deep short. MSAN tucking still, deagle in hand, but time, it's ticking, and it's arrived. Kiosa and MSAN hit those shots. The call was wrong. And Big EQUIPA find the way in.
Tell you what, the call was wrong not once but twice. And let me explain why. It's because as soon as Danny gets this kill in towards long, this makes it a 4-on-3, and it makes MIBR go for it. And in this 4v4, I really would have loved for them just to have saved. I know that sounds crazy. You're in a grand final. Okay, surely you can go for this. They're on deagles, but you got no money. You're on your last legs here. This is how games fall apart.
Big win this. You feel like that point is theirs. But of course, it is MIBR's if they take it. The definitive round of this map. No early 5v4 offered.
And this round starts the same way as typical Dust 2 does. Your default. You've claimed the connection of lower tunnels towards B. Now you're working on Catwalk. Haven't got the utility that has been battering and bruising Big EQUIPA so far, all throughout this second half. Instead, it is held in the pocket. It's waiting for this contact. Younger sees a sliver, but can't make good on the promise of the AWP. In goes the nade off the back of the contact.
Astra's ears ringing from the 50 caliber. Bomb is sitting in towards middle still. This is all a fake out. They're going to go towards B, try and split on it. Olga, here's this drop down, should know, but doesn't matter. Hanka takes her down. Gabby, backside, it is all on her. And there's too many targets. A complete overwhelm. MIBR get caught every single way.
Really clever out of Big EQUIPA to recognize that this will be a forced buy-in from MIBR. And recognizing that utility is going to be really sparse. The best thing to do in this situation is run around like this, where it feels so familiar, but it's slightly different. With that Hanka drop down in towards CT, losing these weapons is everything, but Danny is just trying to prevent that. VQ no longer victorious. Just by getting rid of that utility, forcing that AWP back, making that move to drop down in towards the CT spawn, it is enough to create that split. And now you got to reap what you sow. That decision, that Danny kill at long, is that the ultimate catalyst for Big EQUIPA to complete an extraordinary comeback here, where it felt like MIBR were always in control.
I'm surprised Olga wasn't prepared for Hanka to potentially hold that. Certainly heard that drop down, you'd think.
It was awkward because she dropped in the smoke, and Olga was also in the smoke. I think Hanka may have caught just a little glimpse of her as she's falling. So yes, shadows in smokes especially, and get a little funky. Remember, as soon as landing causes a pause, the correlation between him winning the round afterwards is incredibly high. The worry I have is that, yeah, MIBR are going to go for it all.
Chips are on the table. Is this the gamble you want to make when everything is on the line? It's 2 chances with lesser buys if this one falls flat, but you do have Younger's AWP. Was that spotted? It feels like it might have been.
It was, absolutely. VQ spotted it on the second jump. Not sure if she saw an AWP, but she saw someone just prowling in towards lower. And as a result, Big EQUIPA go long.
Force their way out. And the AWP, they know it's not here. There's a lot of space gathered. We've seen many rounds like this for T-sides. The question is, do you commit to long or do you disengage and look for answers elsewhere?
What you're hoping for, actually, is that MIBR just keep recycling this utility in towards long as a block, because you're just wasting so much time. It's the first time we've actually seen presence in upper tunnels. Younger started lower, has now gone all the way around the world, and Kiosa is waiting. Her patience, it might pay off.
She has PTSD from Melly, where she was just getting caught time and time again. So passive, but this has allowed all this control for MIBR.
It has, but in the same breath as that, Big EQUIPA always wanted to go long. This was always the idea. There's now no more smoke. There's no more block.
So where does Kiosa go from here? Does she just come and link up very late? Feels like it is going to be that. This is the commitment. All the CTs are here. It's a pure brawl. Bullets firing off from every single type of weapon, but nothing is connecting. M-Sam brought down low, but everyone else unscathed from that chaos.
Still got a plant.
Bomb does need to go down. 20 seconds. Finally, Kiosa activates. This is going to be a jump up to deny. Doesn't look like it. VQ's picking them off. Gabby finally answering with something for the CTs. But now the threat of Kiosa looms. As does Astra in it. Goose, you don't want to peek into VQ, do you? Surely not. Olga getting away with his M4 is far more valuable. Big EQUIPA will be the ones that find map point on their opponent's map pick.
Really clever round yet again out of Big. The fact that they actually do commit into that and they say, look, Kiosa, you are going to go lurk through middle and you're just going to delay. You're just going to be that threat. You're ominous. And it worked out perfectly. Hunting these weapons again is everything. Poppins isn't going to walk away from this unscathed. Kiosa puts her 6 feet deep.
That's going to be sub 3K for all these players.
Every single one. Remember, that was your all-in. That was your gamble. And you lost the flip.
Where are the rifles?
In Big EQUIPA's hands.
A map of long angles. Not where you want to be wielding MP9s and 5.7s. A scout. FAMAS, the best piece of weaponry.
And now you got to go back to the South America way, right? Rushing, getting in your opponent's face, making the most out of very minimal investments. But is that too obvious? Isn't that exactly what Big EQUIPA have been waiting for all half long?
You're certainly expecting it, like an early crunch somewhere. Good long control from MIBR, the MP9 quite effective at this range. So Danny, not too unhappy, but if short falls, that suddenly becomes a whole lot less appealing for her.
Interesting smoke that's just been dropped by Younger. She drops it very deep in towards short, and the idea is to try and get Big to go through the mid doors, straight into this meat grinder of weaponry. Instead, they're just going to wait, and they're going to lurk around. It now dissipates with 1 minute left on the clock, and with the molly forcing Olga back, that's info. And that should be your pathway on towards A.
Cool smoke, but Big don't fall for it. No one on the other side. They get the space. A second smoke lands, but yeah, they're just going to commit through. They realize there's nothing behind this. It's just a scout. That's all it is, and there's no shots connecting. Finally, the headshot onto Astra. That slows them down. The rotation's coming. Kiosa removing one, but Danny wins her fight. Player advantage for MIBR, but not the weaponry. Hanka, that shot goes wanting. Nade. Could be hefty. Gabby brought down to half. Utility isn't here for the CTs.
Yeah, how do you get over here? How do you cross this? You're just going to hope that you can find these headshots instantaneously. And Hanka and VQ will. They're standing right in the open, and it's goal to their success story. Younger, who started the round originally on A, is going to be the last one to finish it. VQ locks it in, and Big EQUIPA draw first blood in this grand final.
And on their opponent's map pick, no less. Dust 2, you thought it was a weakness. There are none for this team. It feels ramping up. Map on map. Big EQUIPA, one map away from lifting the trophy.
And it's all about the best there ever was. But who is going to be the best that ever will be here in Stockholm this weekend? Here it all is born on Inferno.
Let's get it on. Both these teams, this is their best map. Inferno, if this defines our finals, it will be an absolute dream. Fire in the veins. And a fight in towards middle. Pushing down, Younger just wants to take this By her side, they're just swinging. Hanka tucks in. They know this is coming, and it's Viku who delivers. Where did that second shot come from? And does it even matter?
It might not, because Young has just replied with 2 of her own instantaneously. And now Viku is stuck, but not panicked. She just waits so patiently. Meanwhile, there's another skirmish going on towards second middle, but that one's short-lived. Kiosa reroutes and reconvenes with Viku.
Scuppered, Gabby has been gushed from earlier. Younger disengages. You know, the banana's not going to be the threat now. A lot of time on the clock after this early initial aggression. MIBR, after getting shut down on Dust 2, still don't shy away from taking the fight to kick things off.
And you got to remember, Gabby is low, and everything falls silent. But no one's in the library for MIBR. Instead, there's one in Boiler, there's one in Pit, just playing Tug, just waiting. 50 seconds left. But with Younger getting good info in towards top Banana, the players on A can wait.
This might just hinge on Olga. Falls back to a more passive line, worried about that long wrap. That's just as they slip into short, where Olga was holding. She's caught between these 2 angles. Gabby is not watching this, but now her attention comes back. 30 seconds. They're waiting for the peak. Gabby, so low, not ready. Olga on the line. We'll see them. These fights are so awkward, can't quite connect. Finally, it's Kiosa that does. That was the low HP player, but now a second hit 0. And Younger needs to find 2 more. That's a good timing through the apartments. They'll be expecting her from B, you imagine. Kiosa with the reload. Younger certainly hears this. Will ahead be given up? She's begging for it. Nothing shown. Finally, a little bit of an inch. But nothing to work with. Has to jump out. Has to take the fight to them. But VQ slams it shut. A 3K in the pistol. Kicked it off, closes it, and bigger keepers start with a bang.
They absolutely do, but yet again, you've just got this indecision out of MIBR, and what you've got here is Olga feeling like she needs to do everything. And don't get me wrong, she's done that a lot this weekend. She has always been the difference maker, the game changer for MIBR. But here in this round, she overstays her welcome. The pit player gets overwhelmed. It all comes down to timing. Gabby evicted from the pit, and suddenly Olga just keeps swinging. She needs to wait for Younger there.
Yeah, and we saw Younger was on that fast flank. There was the chance she'd get there at a good timing. Utility avoided at least by MIBR. They have forced into this. Smoke lands, and Olga, that nade also off the mark. So everyone unscathed despite all these HEs thrown.
And good control, at least in towards second mid here. You've got apartments right now for MIBR. They'll wait a couple of seconds, but you can cheat Younger over to B.
Just going to be a straight out execute. Yeah, Astra going to drop this HE. A flashbang, that being primed. This could get messy against these close-range weapons. Olga finds first blood, and now the smoke causing chaos. They can't find the shots. Surely calm now, Hanka. You're not going to get away with this. Younger punishes. They walk straight into the furnace, and they are cooked. Bomb gifted over. Maybe a little too hot and heavy with it.
Just forcing an issue that doesn't need to be an issue. It is the honest answer. You see another smoke being dropped by MIBR. If you're a bigger keeper and you're thinking, okay, well, maybe it's just one player on the corner just consistently recycling. Instead, it is 3 players because they got that space deep in towards apartments. And you've got one player that goes forward on towards the site trying to take the space, but the other 2 are just completely lost in the source. Being held back, not just by the bullets, but also the threat of them. You don't want to push through, you don't want to lose your primary rifle, but at the same time, the fearlessness SMGs have gone through and have been torn up. And now this sucks. This really sucks.
I'm not sure they even realized a third player was there during all of that.
No, they didn't.
That's why I think Hanka goes for that push through the smoke, hoping to maybe catch a player off guard and allow that scaling. At least these rifles are held onto. They'll force around them. Gonna get this back and forth. That's something we've seen on Inferno already. Commonality. No one wants to let their foot off the gas.
It's just there. It's like, where's the next player? It's so far back. Olga's then able to re-peek, and then she sees Hanka going into that smoke. It's interesting. In back-to-back rounds now, very early on, MIBR have said to Bigger Keeper, we want to push, we want to fight you. That's going to slow down the default.
Viki's definitely looking for that fight. We saw how many opening kills she was involved with on Dust 2. with that AK, feeling the need to find an opener, and she'll be given it. Give that AK to someone else now with the low HP. Astra's capable hands will take it. Pretty early to find this kill too.
You don't need to, again, I keep talking about forcing the issue, overplaying your hand. You're in the grand final, things get nervous, you're a map down, you feel like you need control. MIBR always want control. And the moment it gets taken away from them, the moment they feel like they have to wrestle even harder for it back. But in essence, here's the deal. You still got smokes that can block, you still got control, and most importantly, time is on your side. The pressure is actually on bigger keeper. But Gabby round the corner might be into a world of hurt. M-San ready, but not reserved.
Difficult fight against the swinging MP9. That kill, disengaged, but now you know, Gabby has to be in towards the apartments, just about gets over. Kiosa thinks she's dropped, and well, eventually, she's right about it. Needs someone else to step in. What was that from Gabby? 2 quick headshots, and it might have been enough. Kiosa taking her time with that kill could cost them. To get the bomb down, the molly not doing the job, but jump through the smoke doesn't really work out, but all go over the top does.
How on earth has Gabby done that? Grappling with bigger keeper, holding on to the mini pit for dear life, even swapping to a sidearm and getting a double headshot with your starter pistol. And it's just pure evolution from MIBR. The fact that you go over the top, changing that angle of elevation, making sure that Kiosa has no chance in this 1v2. And maybe you just needed that moment. Maybe you need that moment from a player that isn't Olga, a player that isn't Poppins.
Astra had no head armor, that's why. The USP suddenly becomes super potent at that close range. Oh, now look at the buys. Stark distance between them. Kiosa the one rifle, but utility lacking. Young is AWP here. A challenge. They want the fight. Olga in the open, caught out. Poppins has to get away. The only defender here, struggling to drop down the smoke. It lands in oranges. Doesn't do the job. Somehow she's still standing.
What is happening?
She's getting run upon. Surely run down any moment.
How?
It's chaos. Okay, VQ finds her. He overstays. So much damage inflicted onto these players. And Gabby, that Molotov is everything.
But Poppins and Smoke, they're just hiding in plain sight within it. This is really difficult to contend with now if you're MIBR, but the smoke, it disappears in CT. Kiosa finds one back, this crossfire. It's not the most deadliest, but it will do for being a keeper. But M-San could be timing. Her contact, she needs to take first. Kiosa is so low. 1 bullet away from death, and M-San forces the issue, not once, but twice.
Brilliant there. They know that the contact is in towards Dark because of that kill from Kiosa. The AWP has to be trained on that angle. Presence of mind for Kiosa to just about spot Younger and spam her out through that smoke. Or M-San, sorry, and then adjust for that player that had been spamming over at Coffins. Force back and forth, this time it's big. So Gabby, again, does a lot of hard work.
Another missed smoke thrown in towards Banana as well from MIBR, and that actually gives M-San enough of a puff of a chest just to speak all the way around it, and it gives her that slight angle. And it just means that Younger can't quite react, even if she is double scoped on towards that dark position. Gives her no room for error. And instead, she'll now be situated on towards CT. Honed in on Banana. One flashbang goes both ways. Poppins thinks about going around this corner. Will do with the half-wall utility. So MIBR gain control.
Takes 3 players to get it. Young is a little bit away. They're going to burst through middle. This fight defines it, and it's Danny and Gabby. The FAMAS in 5-7 easily eviscerate them. And it's all too simple for Younger to pop out from apps, remove that target, leave VQ trying to save an ult for a minute.
And it looks a little bit silly. It looks a little bit rushed there for bigger keeper, but the timing on why they've gone through top brackets at that moment. Firstly, they did it with utility, but you've got both players actually playing anti-flash in that moment. But secondly, they did that because they heard all the half-wall utility. They heard another flash go over the top of Banana as well. So whilst MIBR are taking Banana, they feel like they can have this tug-of-war of map control in towards top brackets. but you're never expecting both Danny and Gabby to be occupying such close range angles when you're taking banana.
And Danny's such a nuisance in that. We saw she just, as soon as the contact comes, she's just wide swinging, keeping moving with that 5-7. Obviously, pretty accurate to spam it while you're running. But that allows Gabby just to take her time with her 2 kills. All the attention's on this moving target that's flying in front of you.
The most patient player in South America, Gabby.
Truly is. And top of the table too. High impact from Gabby in multiple rounds. Mid-round kills, winning rounds for MIBR.
She's got 150 ADR right now. You got to remember as well, this is actually a double-edged sword because you keep winning rounds back and forth. That's going to limit and impede the economy of the T side. Obviously, they'll be stuck in this yo-yo effect, but it goes the same way for the CTs. They'll be hanging on for dear life. Look at the reserves. There's not a whole lot here for MIBR. This round against the Tech 9s and VQ's AWP needs to be clean.
These buys are so crazy from each team every time. Living in a simulation. Oh, Poppins, get out of there. EQ doesn't get the line though. A lot of smokes dropped early for MIBR. What have they gained from it?
Not a great deal, to be completely honest with you. But I guess Danny now has a corridor in towards the apartments. Yossa the bailiff looking to collect payment instead it is Poppins down banana, at least spotting out one. Is this tussle in towards apps? This is the defining factor here, and as Kiosa goes for the close angle, Danny goes wide.
Timing not ideal there for Kiosa. You can see sitting ready to go for the swing just as Danny curls forward.
It's not putting them off though. If anything, it's incentivizing them to go in towards long, and Younger is starting to move away. This timing could not be worse for MIBR.
Yeah, Hank has made a little bit of noise, but the sort of noise that you make when you're not wanting to make a noise.
They're rapping.
Oh, they're gonna rap. This could still be a disaster then.
Poppins is holding for this. MIBR are aware. It all comes down to this. 20 seconds left, and MSAN deletes. And the player up at top oranges can't get involved now. Olga with the wide swing straight into the AWP, and Younger is left all alone. It's a shot through the wall. It isn't a clean connection, and now the nade goes out. This is so awkward, and yet somehow this AWP still lives, and Biku still survives anyway.
Absurdity. Not on the second shot. Younger just needs to leave, yeah. Back and forth, back and forth. And Younger will fight her way out. What was that shot from MSAN?
GoldenEye. One bullet out the deagle from CT to Fountain. And I'll tell you what, that must have been right on the cusp of that headshot actually doing 100 damage. Because there's moments where if you're a little bit deeper, the deagle doesn't quite kill.
True enough, yeah. I thought, okay, maybe VQ will be the one that gets this kill if she clears it with the AWP, but no, the deagle. MSAN delivering in front of the home crowd.
It's the fact that MIBR are aware of this possibility, but this is such a rogue setup to hold for a B-rap.
I mean, it would have worked great if that deagle shot didn't just come through. I feel like Young is set up just to pick everybody off, but when she loses both of her supportive elements, it becomes really difficult for her. They just flood into the site and she's suddenly stuck.
Crazy timing. Literally, as she moves out of library as well, that's where Big go around the corner at long. And what this does is it completely freezes out the A players as well.
Tell you what, though, isn't this a grand final? No one-way shows here. The best in Brazil take on the new European super team. And it is delivering.
How many times are we going to say money? You guys can keep track of it yourselves. Early util exchange doesn't go as MIBR would hope for. Sure, it's a little bit of damage here and there on Astra and Hanka. But they're not trying to get this control. They're just trying to stave Bigger Keeper away from Banana. Young has been given a lot of responsibility and not enough utility. She has nothing left.
Yeah, she intentionally flashed forward and then fired off an AWP shot just to really puff up her chest. That AWP is on B. You do not want to go there. That's what she's saying.
And also, normally, when you see an AWP take a shot at B, you're expecting a rotate. So maybe you're not actually truly ready for her still to be here. MSA's trying to take a timing. Gabby's holding in the meanwhile. Look at this information push for MIBR. They're now searching top brackets. They don't see anything. But Kiosa is close.
This gets a little bit weird because they're going to think no one's around. Kiosa, oh, that timing looked good, but Danny looks better. They know not to progress further.
You ever smoke this off if you're Danny?
This Gabby fight in towards this Gabby winning against MSAN, that changes everything. You can't now link up onto this bomb site. And Orca's in the sewers. Oh, not even needed. Sure, parting gift. Anka realizes no time. What is the consecutive round?
These teams don't know. But I really like the idea of this, and it all stems from this information play that MIBR go for. With Gabby holding the apartments push, you re-walk in towards top bracket. Younger, as you say, just deploying all of her utility, firing enough shots, almost as an intimidation tactic to make big static. And as a result, your defense can then be incredibly flexible. MIBR looking, trying to secure these kills. And this kill from Danny is absurd.
Oh, even that one from Gabby is quite good. The flick up. Yeah, the mechanical prowess has been on display so far, hasn't it? All right, VQ. Actually doesn't drop anything either.
No deagles this time.
True enough. Very active from Younger. She peeks in the second mid. That's a crazy play to make with only one other player on this bomb site. Only one other player on this bomb site at all, as she now leaves back to grab utility.
It's interesting that Gabby is the one that comes over to help out B initially when she's the anchor.
Spawn, perhaps.
Potentially.
An opening pick offered up.
Maybe just don't peek the AWP.
Yeah, you should have known that was saved. Anka finding that kill onto Younger.
VQ 9 and 4 on T side, where the AWP is supposed to be nullified. Where it's supposed to do literally nothing, is doing everything. Good news, I suppose, for MIBR is this rifle can't be recovered unless Bigger Keeper sprint all the way up in towards B, which they're not. They go for an apps pop.
It'll depend on the timing here. Younger is out towards long. Anka, again, making noise, even just touching the flames. But Orca's not sweating.
This is a really good setup for the CTs because you've got Danny that can take contact, you've got Gabby that can help out, and you're not having isolated fights in between the pits.
Yeah, and if there's no moto smoke that comes down,
Missed.
Younger can just turn. Everything looks good here, and it's so simple. They just hold their lines. Astra finally arrives, but too little too late, or is it? He's also thinking maybe there's going to be a push through this smoke. Bomb plant is allowed. How does she find these two targets? Maybe a chance onto the swing. No, Younger ready for it. You worry if that overwhelm comes through into the one-on-one or maybe picked up, but no. MIBR finally break through. And it feels like that should be the sigh of relief. Surely Bigger Keeper have to eco.
It definitely feels like one of those rounds as well where you're just going to snowball things over. You're going to keep forcing the issue if you're Bigger Keeper. But it felt like as soon as this bubble's over in favor of MIBR, they're just going to keep going and going and going now on this CT side. And it comes back to them making that gamble, being aware that that setup could be their downfall, but at least they got quick rotates. If Olga does decide that she does need help on B. Also, there was 3 missed moto smokes. 3 missed moto smokes in that execute from Bigger Keeper.
Yeah, that was pure chaos, wasn't it? I think the second 2 were thrown by hand, but yeah, it didn't look the prettiest. I'm sure it ultimately made a huge difference because Young got the kill here anyway, and, well, everything else just worked out, didn't it? The setup was just so ideal to play anti-apps pop. Simple as you like for MIBR.
Do you ever worry about MIBR on their T side? I know that sounds a little bit counterintuitive considering South American teams on the offense normally typically really good, but we know how good the resolve is from Big EQUIPA.
I don't think so at all. MIBR's best workers on the T side, and this map in particular anyway, for both teams, that's the story.
Okay, she's fired up. She's feeling it.
Oh, yes.
Why not? Sure, it's against the pistols, but it's just a little warm-up routine. It's a reflex test for Younger. And then that allows Danny to get on the line as well. Who cares if they just got pistols? MIBR look to bowl over their competition, but maybe an overextension is a little bit too much because you are losing players. Poppins kills Astra. It should be fine.
All right, Hanker, what have you got for us?
Orpin Hanker.
Yeah, not something you really often say. Smoke's a little bit annoying, as is that one. Limits her avenues of approach. Tech 9 in hand.
Don't lose this.
I feel like you shouldn't be able to. The Hanker, if she can find an angle here, Gabby, what is this little spot that she's in? Yeah, tucked at the end of the sewer. She'll hear this drop down. I think Gabby should have this in hand, and yeah. Never in doubt.
There was some doubt.
A little bit of doubt.
It looked so good for MIBR until it wasn't, but ultimately they do get the round, and to be honest, I think that matters more than the manner in which they do it. But this was expensive, and it was expensive for the previous one as well. When Big EQUIPA did go for the apps pop that ultimately didn't end up working, they still put it into a 1v2 with Kiosa. So money management, not MIBR's strongest suit, but round count is good enough. They've doubled Big EQUIPA's.
Finally, we get the full 5v5 with everything that you want. Maybe VQ goes wanting.
This is quick.
Big brawl in Banana. Olga gets one. Astra low from the util and all those bullets. So is Poppins. She's going to call over a friend. Oh, especially with Younger holding this line.
Really good line. I like this from Danny. She's actually going through second middle just to make sure that absolutely is nobody here. Younger should take the contact next. This boost up. Oh, Hanker isn't able to find the headshot. And now they're aware of this, both Gabby and Poppins, but Hanker doesn't care. She's a Hannibal on this B bomb site. Round the corner, headshot collected. And suddenly that's the B bomb site breached.
When the fights don't come to you, you have to go to the fights. You feel in that 4-on-2 that I think that should be Big EQUIPA.
It should be. They shouldn't be going for it whatsoever. It should just be a save. It should be a classic. Let's go towards A and save, hold on to the AWP, hold on to the AK. What a shame, because again, for MIBR, it just felt like that was a really good round in terms of the setup. They had everything at their disposal when it came for information, but the timing, yet again, the timing of this hit from Big EQUIPA is so deadly. The fact that Poppins, as you mentioned, is just so low from before, it just meant that what you've got going on is Big EQUIPA overwhelming, having this 4v2, and then the players are just so far out of position. If Danny had been able to have like 10 more seconds to go and clear up, she would have been on her way to B, but Big don't give her that chance.
I mean, it's also Hanker just hitting an insane adjustment, right?
And she just goes, she doesn't care. She's like, right, do you know what? I'm just gonna go and get these entries.
As Freddie would say, that's a wrist breaker.
Don't be mean.
Big did win that round. I think we all kind of knew that was the case, but we got the confirmation now from team. Do have a slight technical. We should be back underway momentarily. Yeah, do you think that this T-half, obviously MIBR are winning it out so far. Do you think that's virtue of the economy more so than the strategy? Big EQUIPA never really having everything they need to get it over the line?
There hasn't been enough almost distraction because you are lacking the amount of utility. But the thing is, I think Big EQUIPA have done a good job at actually getting the utility out of MIBR. I just think that MIBR, they have really been working hard on this Inferno against Big EQUIPA. I think there's been deliberate deliberate tells from Big EQUIPA in terms of where they actually want to go. And Olga's read, yet again, it has always been, we are just going to do this. If it works, that is fantastic. We're in the right place and we're going to get going. If it isn't, look at how quick they really want to push the issue. And I think that by the virtue of having second middle / the apartment, that means that you can break away down banana for your quick flank with ease. And we haven't actually seen a moment here for MIBR because it hasn't actually been that relevant where Big EQUIPA take B and MIBR are immediately at banana ready to go, because it's either the B defenders are falling for MIBR or Big EQUIPA reset, they move back in towards A and they get undone.
Seeing some of the stats for these players come up as we look over them. I actually think VQ might be now getting in contention if Big EQUIPA take this for potential MVP. I think it's neck and neck between her and Hanka. Astra, who was up until this grand final, I think the frag leader for the squad, but a bit of a slower start for her. It's a long day in the office for these teams. And that also means that, do you have as much time to do the ante, to do the prep? I mean, you assume you're like, okay, well, we win this, these are the teams we'll probably have to face, but on some level, you focus on the game that's in front of you, not the one that's in 4 hours' time.
No, but again, that's where you rely on the depth of your map pool and the success rate of what has worked out so far this tournament, because you could have come to this LAN with all these sorts of strats, but actually maybe these mid-round decisions that Astra has been calling on the fly has been working out a lot more. Maybe this team, where they've been growing confidence, has become a lot more vocal. And it's really clear when you watch the breakdowns from the team comms that we get as we go in and out of these halves. There's a lot of voices here between the two teams, all giving all of this input and idea.
I think what's really interesting about this particular matchup is that for MIBR, they played a lot of European teams. They took down the best European team that we've ever had right on their way here. This is the first time Big EQUIPA have ever played a South American team. Sure, maybe some scrims have happened, but you feel it's probably pretty unlikely given their European-based gang. So, bit of a new experience for them, that play style.
And this team is also a bogey team. It's probably a really good time to bring this up now. Remember the old Na'Vi Javelins core? Before they were making it to all those grand finals. It was a consistent thing. We always knew it was going to be Imperial. It was Furia for a little bit, but then it was Na'Vi Javelins. It was that era where they kept making grand final after grand final after grand final, and then it stopped. And why did it stop? Because they kept getting eliminated by South America teams.
I remember, Branson, I've got my Na'Vi Javelins jersey still hanging on my wall. For Hanka and VQ, what a storyline that is if they can be the ones that finally do it.
It all came down to that decider. It all came down to that deciding map a few years ago in Stockholm. And that was on Nuke. And that's where we could find ourselves here if MIBR are able to get the Big EQUIPA map pick over the line.
Yeah, when I saw this V2, I was immediately excited. I think this is like the perfect 3 maps you could want from these teams, just because they're all really good maps from from both teams. I know Letty gave Big the thumbs up for the Inferno, pretty confident that would go their way. But we might just have exchanges of map picks, which would take us to Nuke, which Big EQUIPA have not dropped, which MIBR already won out today convincingly over Sakura.
Yeah, it's the Inferno one's interesting as well, because you completely understand why Letty would give that to Big EQUIPA, because apart from one loss in a different tournament, when it comes to ESL Impact, when it comes to Big EQUIPA this core, when it comes to the Na'Vi Javelins International project, this Inferno was like untouchable. They've always been incredibly good at Inferno. It feels like their win rate is at least like 90% or something ridiculous over like 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's like 88% this season, but then the international Na'Vi from a year ago,
100%.
That was, I think they won 10 in a row or something absurd.
And the reason why we bring up that core of Na'Vi Javelins is because, obviously for the lore, it is Astra, VQ, Hanka. It's that core that has now come over to Big EQUIPA. But what's interesting, though, is you have all the stats, Newt with the knowledge. Letty with the legacy, and yeah, it's MIBR at this event, recency bias. They just keep winning against teams on Inferno. So you're like, oh, where do I pick? What do I do? Where do I go? We go into the server.
Yeah, all I know is I want to get back into the action because this has been already an explosive map of Inferno. A tactical timeout. Get the plans in motion as we get back into the action. Will MIBR walk away with the majority of rounds? 2 more to play.
Really small micro point here, but I think it's really relevant, and we'll see if it pans out for an MIBR victory here. And then we'll probably be speaking about it in volume. But after coming out of a technical pause, for Landon to immediately go into a tactical pause to get 30 seconds to really hone in the ideas of what was going up and now what is definitely happening here. If they win this round because of that, that is a fantastic impact from that coach again.
That's what you said, right? His conversion rate on the pauses. Strat. Not that util, for the most part.
She's a nade magnet. These last few rounds, she's been catching all of the shrapnel.
Honestly, though, getting that deep and only losing 29
Not bad.
could be worse. They get this control.
Oh, they might have a little spring in their step, but so does Danny. Yet again, we got this second mid-fight, but Kyosa wins it out. That should be your key to go.
Yeah, full awareness. Shildy comes through, Hanka slightly ahead of it. There's a little bit of an edge, and she just sprays on down, running out of bullets, but Astra, she'll step in. Poppins desperately trying to hold on. Gabby holding W, charging her way over. Kyosa, you need to be careful. Both her and Astra are low. They can't breathe this smoke.
Do you ever just leave? Do you ever just leave because you know there's going to be a rotate here? It's going to be Younger solo on this A bomb site. Vision is now restored for MIBR. But do they dare walk by this half wall? I don't think so. So now Younger is going to go and meet Big EQUIPA head on. Rounds the corner with the AWP, and they line up. 2 versus 2. This round's not over.
Yeah, spears straight through the 2 of them.
The good news is that Kyosa was low already. It wasn't like a high HP player falling.
Yeah, could have been worse. And Poppins has been wounded earlier. They are fast on this. Is there a kit on Younger they can pick up? Or on Danny? Yeah, okay, that's scooped up. Smoke as well. And Big had the wrong read.
No, MSAN's heard it. MSAN has just communicated that it's going to be short. They've just pushed this long smoke to go all the way around the world. This is the last thing MIBR are expecting. They're hiding just completely around the corner.
Oh, there was some expectation, but luckily, low HP player, Poppins goes down. Gabby loses the player with the kit. MSAN, it's not planted for her, but it has to be a 10-second stick. Gabby has to go back and get this kit.
She has to save now. I don't think she can go for this. MSAN has played this to perfection just by the virtue of hiding. And now as this smoke comes in, as the DPS comes on, I don't think there is. No, it's just going to explode. And MSAN will just be an insurance policy, but it doesn't matter. Not needed. Her just hiding, then pushing the moto smoke. It's genius.
You're right. I mean, from an outside perspective, it looks like, oh, they've got the wrong read. They think this is going to be the push through CT. But no, it ends up being the perfect play for the situation.
I think we might see it on the replay here. If we get them walking through the smoke, MSAN comms, they're in short. She hears one footstep, and that makes them just push further forward.
And that's Poppins that got the kit instead of Gabby. That makes the entire difference.
No, you're right, because I reckon if Gabby just gets on it, she's probably got it. Now it's this big fight. That nade is beefy, but the MP9s are putting up a stonewall resistance, but for a moment, because the AKs chime in, and they break down that barrier of the B-bomb site once more.
Trifecta of headshots offered up. Bomb still needs to arrive, but now it's going to safely get past. Kyosa on the lurk will catch Danny. Revenge from earlier rounds, and Gabby, as brilliant as she has been, it won't be her that puts this back together. It'll be Kyosa that puts her down. Another 6-6 half. You cannot separate these teams.
All square yet again between MIBR and Big EQUIPA, but that needs to change for MIBR. If they do not win this map, Big EQUIPA will get their hands finally on the trophy that's been eluding them ever since the ESL Impact began.
Just has all the information and the headshot. That is quick onto Younger. Emsan steps in and sends them packing. Goodbye. This is her home turf. You are not welcome.
That was instantaneous. Kiosa hits a banger, and I'm thinking, okay, well, MIBR will just now go back in towards bedroom and come and clear her out. Instead, they just go forward. They try and take the space directly. They completely ignore Kiosa, and they run straight into Emsan. Incredible work. The fact that she wide swings, last bullet headshots. Another player for MIBR. That's now all of the pistols, I think, pretty much going Big EQUIPA's way.
Ah, but Brandon, the action doesn't stop.
Of course it doesn't. Remember Olga running through this smoke, going in towards short. That's how they got their first round against Imperial. And VQ, you got to go clearing, you got to check the angle. What on earth is that?
Why are we pushing here? It feels so unnecessary.
That's exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, Olga punishes a free Tech 9 and a 5-on-4. And they've still got all their util.
That felt a little bit silly. Astra now will drop her incendiary in counter. And I like the fact that she's actually dropped her piece of util. Now she's going all the way back in towards B. She will be here in time. MIBR set their sights on the second letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, and we've got 2 M4s here to hold it. Smoke lands, pretty good time. They are going to have everything here for the execute. No mollies though, so can't quite disrupt Astra's position, sorry. Smoke's about to go down. They pop through. Flashes over the top. Astra and Hanka need to hold, and they've come through with the first 2 kills with ease. And you can't flush them out. There's no further util. You have to deal with Hanka. Olga's done that. Astra, not good enough for one more. A 2-on-2. Kiosa and Emsan have to retake.
They've got to go in towards coffins right now. That they
Bob's
have
not down.
You know it isn't, but also you've just got no utility whatsoever. There's a single flashbang. As soon as the smoke fades, you're done for. You're in the open.
Well, this is super awkward.
Okay.
He scoops it up.
It's not
Tap
too
on the
bad.
bomb, waiting for the swing. Misleading on the headshot. Younger still standing, backside. The swing comes through from Kiosa. Bomb denied, and the round 1. There's no time. Younger can't do it. Emsan knows, and she's out of there.
Yeah, really good recognition yet again from Emsan. Remember, this is her first grand final. And yet she's coming through like a veteran with all this experience. This is the biggest step up she's had in her career to date. And it's almost like she's playing past her prime.
Yeah, she is so cool in this moment. 5 players that have been in this position multiple times. And her here in her first grand final, looking like the veteran.
Same with Kiosa as well. And Kiosa had
True.
a stellar dust too.
I mean, she's 12-9 right now. We always knew these players had it in them, but it's not until they're tested that you know what champions are made of.
Really important moment here for MIBR again. Because they forced the issue once more, because they got the bomb down, because they put it into a 2v2. What's an eco? Yet again, nobody knows. Tell you what though, it makes us a very exciting Counter-Strike. VQ wants to have another opening fight. She keeps doing this all grand final long, but she is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Danny will get sidelined, and Gabby can't move forward in time.
A lot of responsibility on Hanka right now. The rotations will start to move. Hanka will have the support. Astra again comes over. These 2 have been rock solid on B.
Smoke's fresh as well.
Kiosa arrives.
They're just going to pop this. As soon as this smoke fades, we're going 1 in towards CT for MIBR, and they're going to try and overwhelm.
Counter utility's not really here. Hanka has a single flash, and Kiosa peeks, gives up the fight. Flashbang goes forward, can't get the kill off it. Astra dinked down, fighting desperately. Hanka is removed. And they've managed to brute force their way in off that Kiosa kill.
It's actually so important that they don't go in towards CT to try and take that fight. They just take the space on the site. The bullets are so tantalizingly close to getting rid of an opponent. But none connect. Finally, they do from Emsan. Kit on site. As VQ sets her sights on clearing out these close angles. Thrown forward is the MP9. Younger tucked in, and Olga is fighting forward. MIBR will finally hold on to an afterplant.
Not to say Olga's name too much in this series so far, and one of the highest rated players of the tournament, surprising that's the case. But a massive multi there at the end, just hidden in Banana as she hears them come through. Swings as they're focused on clearing all the side angles. Again, round where the opening kill comes from Big, and they have all the players here.
It's actually really interesting as well that you get this rotation out of Big EQUIPA, because when you take a freeze frame of MIBR heading in towards B, you've got a player in second mid, in long. You could have easily reset and gone down Banana as a unit, but because the third player from Big was so far back in CT, they were worried about that Coffin's push.
All right, VQ. Mag 7. Taking lessons from Joanna.
This is like a rush of blood to the head for VQ. In 3 rounds, she's pushed, and she's pushed.
This is you can't push around this corner with the Mag 7. It's just, it's going to do like 1 point of damage at that range. She has to hold on to the close angle.
Got to be said as well, just quickly, the decision for MIBR to reforce back in when they were on double stage loss bonus might still create this opportunity for them to retake the lead here.
Olga's holding. Himsan throws a shoulder, puts a few bullets into it. They can afford to stay double short right now, but Long's going to be a threat eventually. VQ slowly clearing the apartments. Seeing nothing at all.
I'm not sure if Gabby spotted VQ on the swing, because VQ did round that corner in towards second middle. But because there's no contest in towards Boiler or second mid from anyone out of MIBR, with 35 seconds left, MIBR now moving towards B.
It's a stacked bomb site though. They're going to walk straight into the firing line, but Poppins pops off first. Danny gets the second, and it might not matter. Astra only good for the 1. And the Mag 7, yeah, not the weapon for the job. MIBR brave the B bomb site, stacked or not, they prevail.
They just don't care. They don't care. It's even dropped utility as they're running in towards the site. It's an afterthought. They're, oh, okay, maybe we should drop one in towards CT. In fact, they just don't. Finally, they do. But it doesn't even matter. They kill everyone. They want to take these fights head on. They head into the most narrowest of choke points with the long-range rifles and still split skulls.
I don't think MIBR have had a single round where they haven't fully invested in this entire map. It's been Big that have been forced to eco twice.
It didn't work on Dust 2. They got punished for it right in the latter stages of the game. But here on Inferno, it feels pretty good. Olga and Younger tearing Big EQUIPA apart from within. They get an ace between them, and MIBR just about edge in front of their competition.
Yeah, now it's really uncomfortable for Big as well. Get into that seesaw position. If you can't post rounds, they quickly slip away, only getting a buy every second. No ult for VQ. Younger has hers 18 and 8, continuing to be so dominant.
I was just going to bring this up because VQ was actually really influential in the first half for Big EQUIPA, where they were getting their run of rounds. It all came from her finding these opening kills. When they were working with just Tech 9s and an AWP, it was still VQ remaining supreme. But Younger has still been a threat. Danny, that's your teammate. But Olga will spot VQ anyway. Good flash.
It's quite fine. Olga's easily able to tuck.
They're just going to go. This is going to be a very quick attack into A.
All right, players are here to defend. 2 on the side itself. The rotation can come through from Moto. VQ tucks in. Msan, well-timed smoke. And all the distraction now is on that player, Kiosa, who does get brought down low. Msan in trouble, but there's VQ. Not anticipated, but she anticipates you. Olga caught on that push through. Msan easily holds in. Finally, Gabby will remove her, but VQ in the side being a nuisance. The smoke, it's fading in towards Moto, and Big are charging through. Overwhelming, running down. 1 HP for Younger, and that's all she has in this 1v1. Hank is on top, but Younger puts her right down.
That's incredible. I really just thought that round was going to be done and dusted there, especially when VQ's getting all these kills. But MIBR, yet again, they choose the path of most resistance. They're almost making it a handicap for themselves at stages in this round.
1 HP.
That's your difference. But Msan and VQ do ever so well. Gabby drops in towards this bomb site. And then Younger's just ready for the jump up.
She is locked in, 20 and 8. And here's the problem. Your money is busted. The half buy, 0 success. MIBR widening the distance. VQ gets the AWP to stave off map point.
Tell you what, this feels so familiar. This feels so familiar out of MIBR, where you just need one player to step up and have a moment. And as soon as one player has a moment for MIBR, they just run with all of this momentum. They do not give their opponents any room to breathe. The only second wind is coming from the Brazilians. The EQUIPA need to change that narrative. And as you say, having VQ on this AWP is brilliant. But if she just keeps pushing, if she just keeps trying to force this issue, Young'A will be holding for her on the other side.
She's been so aggressive, hasn't she? Involved in so many opening kills on Dust too. I bet she's feeling the pressure to do the same, especially when she's seeing Young'A having all of this impact on the other side.
But that's not how she plays. She lets the game come to her.
Looks like she'll be taking that approach in this round. MIBR storm up second mid.
They're just going to burst apps here. They're just going to walk in towards balcony and just go with a flashbang over the top. Young'A's in the prime spot right now with this AWP to telegraph this with flashes.
Control being established. Double setup out towards long.
Got to smoke it off.
You need to. Olga, if you dry peek this, VQ on the other side. Smoke timing, is it good? No, I think they'll just disrespect it. Or will they? A little afraid. Now they'll go through on the second volley. Kiosa, she could be all the difference. The flashbang, the swing, the spray, just about final bullet. Olga doesn't attempt to trade.
Oh, she's taking the space instead. This is so smart out of Olga. She's omniscient. She knows exactly what's going on right now in this round as she takes her timing. VQ now gets back on the angle, and that distraction from the apartments is enough. You have no idea what's going on. MIBR are going to reset the situation as they make their way towards B. Hanka, Astra are in the dark.
Oh, Olga, can she find this kill? Very passive hold on this bomb site. Olga could get spotted by VQ, who is running back to B. The timing is everything here. Olga starting to move through. Will VQ find out before it's too late? Oh, almost the lineup. Hanka gets that kill. But she's brought down low from the lineup. VQ can't connect her shot. And the nade will take her down. Time low, but it matters not. That bomb goes down. Player advantage, map point looms. Do MSAN and Kiosa want to give this a go?
Looks like it. Flashbang straight in. That full blinds Poppins. But Kiosa's taking her time clearing every single corner. MSAN will be the one that removes out Poppins. And they're just going to go together as a unit through the fire and the flames of Inferno. Kiosa are now separated by MSAN. And it's the most powerful crossfire in the game. MIBR are giving them absolutely nothing apart from an AWP bullet in between the eyes. And Young'A doesn't even need support.
What a round from Olga. You think she sold a teammate out by not going for that trade? No, she hears the run back towards long, knows that smoke is down and that there's space to take. And when VQ gets spotted from apps and she goes back to that angle, it's the perfect situation. Olga just walks through. Sure, doesn't get the double kill, but it's enough.
I was a little bit worried as well because Gabby, who was the one that was actually doing all the damage in towards the apartments, she was the only one that had a smoke. And I was worried that Olga was going to get caught at some point. Just on the cross, doesn't happen. The EQUIPA playing checkers on Inferno, Olga playing chess. Now here in round 21, it's a broken and brittle buy. The EQUIPA have cobbled together absolutely everything they can muster up. Once again, it is Olga, the in-game leader, pushing MIBR in pursuit of this trophy. One more round separates us from Nuke.
Have to get there first. Big have taken Banana. First time I've really seen them get this full control, and MIBR don't like it. They want this control back into their hands. This incendiary needs to be good, and it is. Anchor allowed to stay safely in this corner. Molly's given over. I don't know if they really do much now as second smoke lands.
I think you see that second smoke and you would assume that there is another player close. Think about how players like to do it on Banana when they're solo. They actually don't drop their utility, they hold it for such a long period of time, they just jump spot or they jiggle at the car. So I think you're aware actually that the rotates are on the move. So MIBR are trying to catch this in transition.
30 seconds left, it's going to be the A hit. 4 defenders lying in wait. Olga starts to make some steps towards long, not committing off it. Viku needs to be careful. And in fact, she'll be the one that gets the kills. That felt so unlikely. And yet Viku is the one that wins that out and even closes it onto Younger. Jumping up onto the balcony.
She got stuck on the baby gate, and yet she put MIBR to sleep. That is ridiculous with the FAMAS. Just pushing the issue there, and then you've got the round into the corner and towards top brackets. Big EQUIPA aren't afraid. They're standing on their own 2 feet, and they are demanding respect. So much respect that another 30-second timeout is being called by MIBR. The last thing you want to do when you are right there, when you are so close to forcing this to a side in map, is to let it slip. What do they do on Dust 2? They let it slip.
Big EQUIPA dig in their heels. 3 more rounds. You cannot get complacent.
They got money. You buy into this if you're MIBR, but this is just absurd. It's almost worrying how much MIBR currently are relying on Younger. Because sure, you had that Olga round where she pieced it all together. She's able to have the perfect tactic to get it over the line. But Younger's 25 and 9.
Oh my goodness.
Gabby's silently chipping away at 17 kills. But you need one of Poppins or Danny just to have a moment. Or all of them just to get a kill.
Fighting in Banana. 3 CTs are here though. This util could be deadly.
They're forcing it. MIBR are just forcing the issue.
Big fight brewing. Anchor trying to get ahead of this util. Oh, she's in trouble. Nowhere to go. And Astra, she might just go down here, getting run over. They're charging at her. She still gets that first kill, running out of bullets, removed. Kiosa needs to be her, and it is! Smoke down, Younger cannot trade. Even if she attempts with the no-scope.
She's got to get out. Look at Gabby now. Gabby's knife out, charging in. This is a brawl, and it's Viku hearing it and securing it. These rounds are insane.
The silent killer is Kiosa, but in this round, she is loud and proud. Oh, and the smoke timing coming over from A.
She's just going to push it.
She has to. But you can't push past Kiosa.
It's Kiosa that creates the chaos instead. The fact that she holds that angle and she's just so calm under the pressure. One mistake and you're done for. The fact that Astra runs out of ammo.
She gets
Kiosa
the
does
kill.
this.
Astra was doomed in that corner. All eyes were on her, but she just tucked enough.
2 chances left for MIBR to force this onto Cedar Creek.
Yeah, the money gets worse each time. Your star player brought down to 38 HP.
And every time your confidence is just rocked a little bit more, especially with the 2 nades. They don't come down Banana, they come down top mid. Younger's left picking splinters out of her shins. 38 HP. Poppins is tagged a little bit too. That softens them up. Just for these instant M4 headshots. At least there's control, but it feels fragile.
Astra drops all of her utility.
I think this is the right play, though, in all seriousness. I think the fact that MIBR can just group up together, go for and execute, it is the right play.
Won't be Kiosa on the rotate this time. It'll be Viku. Smoke lands in towards top mid. That's going to cause some concern. Viku has to stay.
They can molly out everything here. They've got so much utility to molly everything, and you can even double nade CT.
Viku just cleared that smoke and saw nothing. But it might be too late information. The execute comes through. Hanker ahead of the smoke, playing around the gap, the flashbang, wherever that's come from, it looked good, but the kill can't come through. Damage is huge. Astra, do you spam all the timing of it? Tracking her through the smoke. finally puts the bullets through the air.
Uh-oh. Look at Younger. Younger on low HP is going on an adventure. She thinks better of it, gets out of the way and towards CT. So crossfire established and Younger is the missing link.
Smoke goes on to Banana. This is good. It looks a little bit off the mark. Olga's removed M-Sand as well. Oh, what is that? Are you kidding me, Olga? That cannot be how you win Inferno. But it looks like it is. MIBR are not done yet. All three are needed.
And we just had a triple threat of smoke kills. You got Astra tracking these players coming on towards the bomb site. You got Olga doing this. And we said we needed a player, someone to step up. It is Olga not once but twice in the dying embers of Inferno to keep MIBR afloat. The export becomes the import. And now reevaluating their options. MIBR, they set this through towards Nuke. Previously, where South American teams have knocked out this core.
Yeah, and with Olga and Younger warming up these players, the experience is the one. They're the ones that are stepping up. Gabby, Olga, Younger, top of the table for MIBR. Will experience prevail? We'll have to find out.
I have flash.
There is no CT smoke, guys, I think.
Okay.
You can
Flash
flash
me
me
through.
soon. Flash me through soon. 3-1.
I will flash. I flash above.
No,
Smoke
no,
is
no,
gone.
not now.
Oh.
You have to
guys. Triple. I
Hold
think
triple, hold
they're
triple.
ruins. Go ruins.
Guys, triple empty foot. Planting.
Triple.
Triple still. He's planting full. That's one.
Triple.
Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
No time, no time, no time, no time.
Nice! Easy now.
European masterminds. Astra's been at the helm of all of these European projects that consistently build and reach late stages in the tournaments. Olga now goes to bat to try and put South America back on the map. Furia did it in Dallas. Can MIBR mold it in Stockholm?
All decided here on Nuke. And for both these teams, a map that they love and a map they like to go fast on. Look at this drop down.
See ya.
Down the vent goes 4. And they've just got full control of B. Gabby will take one out though. Oh, there's chaos outside. VQ's seeing all of these players.
What's going on?
Keeping their attention. That's the key thing. They're just going to ignore her. Out they go, but she won't let them ignore them for too long.
And now Hank has pushed Rampant in the back lines of all of this. There's dinks, there's kills. Viku's been overwhelmed, but the space has still been taken. This is a complete mess, and it's one in which MIBR can't unstitch. They're on the bomb. They're tapping it. They're trying to drag Bigger Keeper back in. It's a complete muddle, and yet MIBR are still coming out on top. No kit, 10 seconds, no angle for Hanka, and Made in Brazil somehow get the pistol.
Yeah, okay, that's setting the tempo, isn't it, of what to expect. Down to the wire it comes. You feel Astra maybe on that late play in from the vent is going to win the round by herself, but the coverage comes. They isolate the fights, find the right targets, get a full 10-second stick off.
She came off the vent.
What? She saw Astra too. She had to run away for that.
So don't get me. You're telling me in this round where the bomb is planted on B, there's a fight red, there's a fight vent, there's 2 fights ramp.
That's so critical though. Younger was low. Astra's in the vent. Younger sees her, doesn't want that fight. Goes back to find Viku. Craziness.
Doesn't want the smoke. And there's plenty of them outside now with these diagonals. But Bigger Keeper, it really is just smoke and mirrors. They want A and they're going fast.
And flashbangs go through, they charge in. Danny gets one fully blinded, she's removed.
Hello?
Oh, the flashbang's so good. Younger doesn't know what hit her, hoping M-Sand doesn't scale, but she
Look at
does.
Poppins. Poppins has now just walked through lobby at the same time. Viku's holding and keeping accountable. Astra and M-Sand also just trying to chime in on Olga, and Gabby's got to get out of there. The panic button's been hit. And Hanka slams the door shut.
Now that's a convincing clapback, isn't it? First round falls apart quickly. MIB are overwhelmed, but in this time it's Bigger Keeper that swarmed them. M-Sand just keeps on going. The flashbangs, yeah, I think it's the second one that hits. Younger trying to dodge, caught in the open. The MAC-10s make mincemeat on A.
Flashbang's so good that it looks like you've timed out. Character models buffering. And bigger keeper bowling over. This is quick, but it's only to get Kiosa down the vent. That's a success story. She waits for there to be resistance. It comes through Olga.
I love this conditioning of the vent play too, right? It's going to get you so convinced that you have to be worried about this all of the time. Oh, okay. Olga just about wins that duel out. So Kiosa removed. They wanted to group up with her, but now losing her, does that change the approach? Doesn't seem like it. Unless they want to just try and scale outside. But we saw MIBR dealing with Sakura doing the same thing.
I was just about to say that. And it was actually the same position with the 5-7 that Gabby occupies that really undid everything. Just like that. Two headshots lined up. It doesn't get any easier. Finally, there's a trade here for MSAN. And the MAC-10 is now starting to apply the squeeze. Youngher the next casualty on MSAN's hit list. But Olga now moves into a different corner. The double swing out main, not finding anything. Bigger keeper piecing this one together.
Yeah, and you know Olga was down lower, right? Because she got that kill. You know that she's brought down low.
Oh, this timing.
Absurd. Can Olga win this out? MSAN crawls through and somehow Olga still standing.
She's got to get out, and she does. Fortunately in the nick of time, but Hanka moves over towards ladder.
Did that ladder actually save Olga's life then? I'd be curious. Poppins falls back. They know this is the avenue, and well, they'll hear the drop down. Poppins should be able to walk onto Hanka here. Will she get her gun at the ready? No, I don't think so.
Oh, no.
No, Poppins surely can just run at her. Yeah, no HP. Tricky one for Hanka. Olga, though, critical onto MSAN. And of course, Gabby's little lineup out garage looked pretty.
Tell you what, though, the fact that Bigger Keeper were able to spin that round into a really contestable affair, where I actually felt like they were destined to win it, I think is a real testament to how competitive these rounds have been. Yeah, Olga, again, the cerebral helm of it all, disengaging appropriately. And Hanka has to commit to a bomb plant.
Oh, that's pretty sloppy, it's got to be said.
Yeah, just clear it.
No one holding that angle and both walking next to each other.
I think the bullet did soak up by the ladder, by the way.
Yeah, that makes all the difference. It's rare players get saved by ladders. Only they're the undoing. Still not a bad buy for Big.
Whoa, okay, VQ.
One burns up. If the swing had come out, though, she might have been able to punish Olga. Oh, Kiosa gets the opener. She had the worst weaponry. That was just a Desert Eagle.
Look at Heaven. I think VQ's just seen Heaven. Yeah, Younger just dropped straight into the scope, but too much of an elusive target right now. And now information goes both ways as well, as Hanka slides in towards Secret and completely deletes Olga.
Just taps her out of the server. Now the flash comes forward. Younger's feeling the pressure to get involved.
There's no rotate. There's no rotate whatsoever. And as a result, MIBR just want to crunch outside.
Yeah, Poppins is close by in main. Her and Younger can combine to bring this round back.
Can Hanka go up the vent and do the same play that Younger did in the pistol?
Wait, Kiosa might just walk on this.
Time in.
Oh, Younger, run down. No, she's not. She gets two. And then Poppins collects.
How?
How has that gone so horribly wrong for Big?
I guess they call that box unbreakable for a reason. Younger just deals in headshots, Poppins deals in pain, and suddenly Viku, who took all the damage at the beginning of the round, has to be the one to inflict it onto MIBR. 35 seconds left. And this crossfire, whilst it is elongated, it can be split into bite-sized pieces. The jump is enough to spare Poppins. And will Gabby swing out Heaven be enough just to keep this in contest? Bomb now scooped. VQ goes close range. Combat AWPing. A smoke towards Squeaky. She wants to try and dive down the vent. Perhaps no. Maybe a new angle of opportunity, but 10 seconds left. The quick scope doesn't connect, and MIBR makes something out of absolutely nothing.
I can't believe Younger gets away with that there. We need to see that back from her POV. That played out so perfectly.
Can't spam that box. And her distraction, it was enough to get Poppins to come in from main. It was all that damage being inflicted.
Yeah, MSAN stopped spamming. I think if she just held that and kept progressing, she would have found Younger, but Poppins is swinging out, applying that pressure. A perfect crunch. MIBR, we saw how good they are in those mid-round movements on the CT side. That was what undid Sakura time and time again. Nothing here, it's just blocks charging in and charging to their doom.
Tell you what though, we've had back-to-back rounds now, bar this one, where they have felt impossible for both teams to try and rectify the situation, but there have been both rounds in which MIBR have walked away with the victory. And they're so important, especially in this first half of Nuke, especially where your CT side, it was tested by Sakura. It's going to be tested here by Big EQUIPA. We know how potent Hanky can be outside. I haven't had to scream Astra's name all that much, but she's so influential on this map. Letty kept singing the praises of Kiosa in the green room, on this map specifically. And yet it's 4-1. It could have gone the other way. It's vital for MIBR that they keep this streak. They limit Big EQUIPA to max 4 on this T side.
Another opener from Kiosa.
How many opening kills have Big EQUIPA got? I'm just curious, because it feels like all the time they're finding the opening.
All right, Poppers on the AWP. This is a different approach, and, well, we won't see much of it, I'm afraid. Kiosa single-handedly keeping them at bay. And now she knows information on 2 players.
So much attention has just been gathered by Kiosa to the point where Big EQUIPA say, thank you very much. You've been an annoying distraction for MIBR. We are all the way down B. The only resistance is Gabby, and she's been brilliant. But she now needs to try and find a multi-kill. She walks away with nothing. Blisters and bruises is all that's inflicted to Big EQUIPA. But it's MIBR that are going to be walking wounded. Kiosa has now spotted Danny, trying to save this AWP. Olga retreats from ramp. But you're not going to get out with this sniper.
Shouldn't do. Nope, there it is, Kiosa. That is how you lurk on Nuke. All on her lonesome, 3 frags picked up. Might even make it a 4th. Olga looking for an exit strategy. Kiosa scoped in.
You want this AWP? You want this AWP, Olga?
What's this rifle look like on it? Pretty darn good.
Needed that. It's interesting that Poppins is now the one that feels like she needs to be the point woman, needs to change the direction of the course. Remember, Poppins, she even said it herself to Heku, been playing in every single ESL Impact event since she turned 16. There was a point where she wasn't even allowed to come to the LANs because she was too young.
Yeah, I remember that, right? Like, that was the whole storyline, this like next superstar from Brazil, and couldn't even play in the first season. Not old enough yet. She just kept grinding, knowing that that space was waiting for her. And I can't blame her in that round, because it's the last thing Kiosa should be expecting, right? That someone would pick up the AWP, get onto that line.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kiosa, we saw how thorough that clear was. Micro steps. She doesn't stutter.
Yeah, baby steps being taken by players we've seen grow up just through this circuit alone. Fully fledged, finding their footing. That's why this grand final was so special. Just so many opportunities for both of these teams to make their mark, and they certainly have. But it's been the long journey. The fact we get to crown one of these today as an ESL Impact champion is special. And that is as well. VQ finds an opening pick, this time on Olga.
I just know how good VQ is on this map. You can remove Olga, keep her at bay outside. Gives you so much freedom on this T-Hut.
Interesting reaction here. It's actually Danny that's gone down in towards Secret. She's not pressing, she's waiting. She's got this pixel angle. As soon as she sees contact, that smoke will be dropped.
Still a time, although she swaps the M4. Oh, this could go all horribly wrong. And it's VQ who gets that kill.
Oh dear.
That's just going to be the acceleration. Poppins makes it sound
Whoa.
loud. Younger firing off loud shots as well. What is this, Younger? 2 kills, the bomb dropped. And the distraction allows Poppins to slide through. VQ falls back.
Look at the vent.
There comes the kill. It's on to Kiosa. Can she remove this orb? No, Younger. Stepping back up. VQ, if you can do that, I can do one better.
That is VQ getting a double opener, and that is Younger combat AWPing from the vent. Wrestling this control out of Big EQUIPA's hands. Look at all of these shots from both AWPers. This rivalry is fierce. Finally, you get the stability from the rifle work, but it's the AWPs that do the heavy lifting.
I haven't seen these two play this good Counter-Strike, maybe any ever.
And I haven't seen an AWP take so many advanced fights in a vent. Normally, we're looking at these elongated angles, looking at heaven rotates. Instead, it is full frontal force.
On 2 teams with such strong riflers as well, right? Such strong aggressive riflers. Hanka, Astra, Olga, Danny, Poppins, all of these players want to fight.
breathe. Patience. It pays off. And patience is a thing that EU Counter-Strike all knows so well. EQUIPA take a deep breath. They take a step back.
Door wasn't blown. That's a little bit awkward for Kiosa.
Well, they want to go A. The entire idea of this round is to put enough pressure. You put in Hanker down secret as your lurk. Maybe she can come through main a little bit later. You drop a molly in towards ramp, but you want to go here, in towards this A bomb site. Vika's been here the whole time lining up util.
Yeah, look what it's done. 2 players over towards the ramp, although Younger starts to move back. She's going to get into heaven at the right time.
This gets weird because you can actually relocate in towards ramp here, and now you probably go off that contact.
That's what they were looking for. That punish. We saw Sakura do it so much to MIBR
Gabby
before.
boosted? No.
But still takes one before she goes. Younger not there to trade. They can scale down.
There's no rotate whatsoever. Instead, they've got to double down in towards this vent. They've got to go straight into the line of fire. Viku is now playing a lurk role with a rifle, and so too is Hanker. They leave, they attract all the attention, but it's Olga demanding the space.
Yeah, but can she find it? That's the question. And disengage. And still, Viku now goes hunting.
What?
Oh! The hunter becomes the hunted. Through the wall, 4 HP, 3 on 3.
It might not matter, because she's still got to get here with her teammates. Danny hits an instant headshot. Kiosa in the corner, cleared, but still fighting strong is Danny. Hanker now falls as well. It does matter. Every single frag matters.
Look at what they are left with. You can't put together a third of a player there.
And it's another one of those impossible rounds that MIBR are winning. 3 for 3.
You run that back with that mini-map when Viku is at ramp lurking, when Hanker is deep in secret and the bomb is down. How does it get lost? That kill is how it gets lost.
And Kiosa is just stuck in the corner. It's a wide swing out of Danny. It's Olga getting all the space. Younger can then provide coverage from ramp in towards double doors, in towards control room window. As you say, that kill, and also come back to the fact that that door was not broken on Squeaky. They changed plans. EQUIPA. They wanted to go in towards the A bomb site. They reset and went ramp. So the mid round was completely muddled. You still had these double lurks. You still had Hanker that completely left the situation, went back secret. But if you're off the site, you're off the round. And EQUIPA can't go off the boil. This is quick with the Tech 9s, and yet again, you're just running into this setup between Younger and Gabby. Kiosa finally alleviates a little bit of pressure, but down B, Younger goes, and she's got help. Not that she even needs it.
Might now though, Viku starts to bear down upon her. Not gonna matter. Dealt with ease. Younger, another multi-kill. She just keeps racking them up.
And this is the most one-sided map we have had so far. And yes, it is CT nuke, but think about all of these 4 spies coming forward between MIBR and EQUIPA on Inferno, on Dust 2. You could not split the difference. Here, MIBR are causing a landslide.
And it's the finest of margins. We were so close to reality where Big was sitting in the lead, or at least even. And that's sitting in the back of your head. All of these rounds so close. And everyone that slips away is one less round you get closer to that trophy.
We've spoken so much as well about the coach for MIBR. It's important to note there is no one standing behind EQUIPA. Think about what EQUIPA have done in this first half of Nuke. They've gone outside, didn't work. They've tried to go for a secret split with lurks, didn't work. Tried to go for this fast A play, shut down immediately by multiple riflers. What do you do?
That's a really good point, actually. And that might be, if you're wondering at home why Big aren't taking too many tacticals, they don't have someone to consult for those tactics.
And your in-game leader is not stepping up. Your in-game leader has gone quiet, and that really affects the confidence. And Olga is now being really annoying. Hanker needs to clear, but gets overwhelmed by another headshot.
That one's simple enough, isn't it? Hanker just walks straight into it. An easy 5-on-4. Olga cops a bit of spam, but really it's meaningless. Maybe a chance to pounce. Ooh. Ult fires off, BQ. Careful now. Trying to stand on the close side of that flame, but the smoke send Big back.
Back to A. Feels like this is the lesser of 2 evils. What's interesting is that you've seen Gabby jiggling, dropping the utility at ramp close. So where's that AWPer? Olga, removed by VQ. There's bigger keepers.
Just as that smoke's landing, the timing for Olga, not ideal. Still time on the clock for Big to consider other options. VQ holding to see if that push comes. Anyone close by? Would she really catch Poppins here? Warning shot fires. VQ is so unafraid. But Danny, 1 for 1. In the heavens, Kiosa just charges on out. Poppins needs to hold on. The only defender, half HP, but they've dropped. Astra's gone down. And if VQ can join her.
Well, yeah, but VQ's waiting. Now she'll eventually drop. They need to group up and go together. Who am I talking about? Actually, both teams. Gabby and Poppins now clear lobby in the midst of all of this, and they're going to go ramp.
Yeah, they have to. Vent's out of the question. VQ would have been holding that. Now they should have the idea. The sound cues come through. Astra, this is your moment. Will she stand tall? The nades make it difficult. Good damage onto the first. No further utility to fluster. Save a smoke, and then VQ. She'll take that distraction to strike. Astra will swing, will have her moment, and Big stand the test.
Really well played by Bigger Keeper there in that 2 versus 2. I actually love the fact that Astra doesn't reposition off the back of the bomb site because it just gives so much maneuverability for VQ to do her best work. Does she want to go to doubles? Does she want to go in towards control room? Doesn't matter what the choice is. The point is where you've got a player locked in behind default, everyone is going to be tunnel vision on removing that player. Notice how smoke goes in towards single door. Nade goes towards the back. Flashbang goes up high. No one is considering control room because they know about one known target, and Astra just lives.
He can walk away with 5 here.
That'd be
Money
fantastic.
not in a good place. MP9 to defend.
Look at Younger.
Oh, she can't get away.
She's going to die.
No, she's not. Eat your words. And VQ eats lead.
I was talking about VQ. Look at Olga. Olga has just
no
slid
way.
into the shadows, sees Hanka. Oh, hello, Astra. You're here as well. That's all the info. It doesn't matter. It's like Olga on Inferno all over again. And now this double up. Or is it really a double up? Because Young has walked away. Msan not phased by this movement. Young has now come back up the ramp. Danny's fallen in the meanwhile because Hanka's down secret. Msan removed. That's your ramp threat gone.
This is weird, because Olga's going to walk on Hanka, surely.
So now you've got to put a lot of attention here on Poppins. She passes the first test, but maybe not the second. Kiosa is so sharp with these AK-47 headshots, but a 1v4. This feels surely a little bit out of reach, but maybe Bigger Keeper are due. One of these impossible rounds, fake out. And now the molly drop deep. Kiosa just stands her ground further forward, but there's a player in Hut that surely is going to remove it in a moment. Younger doesn't dare poke her head over the top of heaven. Gabby just waits patiently, waits for the audio cue, and will get it. MIBR take no chances. They are risk averse.
That whole time you are holding your breath, when does the Gabby peak come? She's worried that Kiosa's got the awareness to check back. Doesn't blink. Here's the bullets run dry, the tap on the bomb, and that's her chance. Nice try from Kiosa, but not to be. 8 CT rounds. Can they make it 9?
Look, destined to with this buy, don't they? No AWP, 1 AK on Hanka. Your outside lurker. If anything, you just want to drop your diagonal smokes, you want to cross as a unit. Do something together big. Go as 5. Olga's already down secret again. It is impossible to avoid her.
Now she's going to go looking. Be careful now. Yeah, Astra. We'll catch her off guard. That's an upgrade for her. She had a Tech 9. Scaling goes forward. Younger misses the chance onto another player crossing. That's information. Do you know about Hanka, though? No. Msan tries. Hanka will strike, though. Still standing, and oh, what? She gets that kill? Will be brought down eventually, but I feel like she's done her job.
Absolutely. Damage is done, and also space has now been acquired here for Bigger Keeper. Poppins has to go down the vent. She's going to be the one with the MP9. No one up close, and instead in the single door, she'll find her mark. VQ will follow through with the necessary trade, and Younger, we've seen her do her best work, close quarters in these vents. Is it too much to ask for another one? 14 and 5, double door swings open. And And the no-scope doesn't quite connect. They're now both elevated here, Big EQUIPA. And as she swings out, Astra will go forward. And 4 is what Big EQUIPA will walk away with on the T side.
Comigo então, Dé. Uma
Nada,
bebê.
Bebê miada,
Morreu?
bebê miada.
Boa. A Para morreu.
Rampa comigo. Me
Sobe pra
rasgando.
rampa, abrindo pra rampa.
Duas rampas,
rampa,
pra trás.
guys.
O flash não tá pra elas, guys.
Uma
Mata
bebê,
o
uma-
bebê, Pop. Bebê.
Uma bebê.
Bebê. Mata o bebê, mano.
Morreu?
Morta.
É, é.
Tô mirando direita, a direita é minha.
Vai direto, vai
Morreu.
direto. Fui direto.
Esse caralho.
Vamos, galera.
Bora, foca. A calma na
Não
focação,
solta,
tá
Dani.
ótimo.
Aê, caralho.
Boa.
Agora...
Run for the course, stand for each other. There's no reason we can't recover from the cuts we cause. How we gonna break the fall? Run from the bullet, don't waste a minute. You take the blame, don't try to forget it. Don't know it's us. How we gonna heal the scars? We take the blame. We're gonna see we were always the same. No, we can't change. Start putting the pieces together again. Start putting the pieces together again. Start putting the pieces together again. Run from the fire, reach for the cover. We try to hide and blame one another and say, let me down. How we gonna mend it now? What are we trying to prove? What if we got to lose? We take the blame.
The most decisive half of Counter-Strike we have had in this grand final. MIBR double the round count of Big EQUIPA, and they can almost taste that trophy. 5 rounds required.
Both teams need your support, Stockholm. So for one last time, let's make some noise!
Our final pistol kicks off. Younger down the vent, but the bomb going towards ramp. 2 CTs are here ready. A third, in fact, but it's only 1 required. Headshots come through. The whole of the squad rocks up at ramp. And Big EQUIPA, they aren't going quietly.
Yeah, third in ramp, but VQ emphatic, and now suddenly Younger just trying to connect all the dots together. She got a weird timing, but surely the communication comes through that the last was in vent. Surely this is improbable, trying to work your way forward here. Yeah, you can get Kiosta, maybe you can get M-San. Is there a pathway here? There's one. Oh, there's 2, but Kiosta, she remains vigilant. Crisis averted.
Yeah, that could have been the bomb picked up and maybe something to be said, but
But
still
it wasn't.
a long shot. And yeah, Younger, I mean, she's not been missing too many, but that one not quite able to get started, but Big EQUIPA do get started with a bang. All of that distraction onto A, they don't blink. This feels like they were fully aware of what MIBR wanted to throw. They start heavy ramp, and by the time the hit's coming through, a 4th player's on their way.
Yeah, but by the time the hit's coming through, they're all dead anyway. So, brilliant work from Big EQUIPA. Exactly what the doctor ordered in Stockholm. Now you just got to get by the force buys. MIBR, we know they love a force buy.
Yeah, well, we saw Big EQUIPA win out the force buy right in the first half, so MIBR repeat the trick. A cross down successfully for Olga. Poppins Not quite so successful. Kiosa,
That's the bomb.
yeah, you're going to have to really wake up early in the morning to get past her. I know it was an early start. Feels like Kiosa at her Weetabix first. Younger, well, at least get one on the leg. As you mentioned, the bomb, that's the big issue here. Oh, could catch this player. Oh, no, ladders.
Hello. Oh.
Oh, timing.
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
actually
timing.
so crazy. What is that timing? Oh, that's Counter-Strike 2.
Timing. Timing was her Nemo. 8-6. Brandon, this will have to be an eco. We are going to be within a single round.
And that is why we said, look, it's so important for being a keeper just to get 4, just to get 5. It's Counter-Strike 2. You can always find a way into this comeback. And now you're on the CT side of the most CT-sided map in the pool. And you've done your job. You've done the bit about getting the pistol, getting the force bite. Now you can settle back down. Obviously, nerves are still going to be there. But hold your horses. You're right back in the running.
Horses held. But is main. That's where the drop comes down. Anchor sees one. And with Vico at the long range, they got everything covered here. Yeah, easily dealt with.
I'll tell you what, this feels absolutely lovely if you're being a keeper. Because you've got to remember, when has there been an eco where you've actually kept 5 alive? I held my breath for a moment there as Olga went on towards M-San's head, but it's fine. It's all okay. They've done their budgeting. They've got a little bit of a bonus now to play with for being a keeper.
Yeah, what do you do?
Well, there's a multitude of options here.
If it was me, I'd call a lobby crunch. That's my favorite thing to do.
But it just feels obvious, you know? It's one of those where you're in your head. Does Astra really want to call a lobby crunch? Do you maybe start with a couple down secret? Do you want to get aggressive outside?
2 SMGs. It's tempting to run at them. They'll not. Instead, they will just play a bit more of a default. Good to get a read on what this T side looks like.
I love this angle out of Hanker. Just playing ahead of these smokes. Break on it makes it feel like there's no one up there, but there absolutely is.
Tell you what, Big have been doing a brilliant job at just tempering Olga. And if you can tame the beast, sure, there's other heads to this Hydra. That's one of the sharpest bites removed consistently.
Maybe you can temper Olga, maybe you can dampen expectations as well here for MIBR, who got off to such a good start here on this first half. At least Poppins is playing well. So too is Younger. It'll be interesting to see what this AWP does for MIBR once they eventually get it into her hands. How they're going to be using Youngher. Because she wasn't really that proactive on the CT side. There was one round where she went back red, but aside from that, she was very reactive. And here, I think on the T side here, MIBR would need to use her to sort of find some of these openings.
Astra dealing with the hit util, but...
Timing.
Oh, Hanker goes to clear. That's when the strike comes. Little clear into lobby, though. They remove Poppins. That's the lurk, but no one's down lower.
At least you can get the bomb down, but it still feels okay if you're bigger keeper. Remember, it's your bonus. You still got a player advantage.
Yeah, look at the util, though. This can get blocked out pretty readily.
Yeah, double smokes in towards main, potentially.
Molly
Double
as well.
swing out a bigger keeper. Not allowed. Everyone is here at ramp.
Oh, this could be a disaster. Funnel through, and Younger, the player that waits on the other side. Utility goes first. Now they start to charge out from each side. They split through. Younger, sure, delivering on 2, but then overwhelmed by the double. It's on to Gabby. Inferno's hero. Can she save MIBR here? Wanted for her, being diffused. Gabby counting the seconds, counting the minutes. And now Viku will swing, and it's straight into Gabby. The rock of MIBR.
The keeper of time as well. Think about how long it has been for Gabby watching on, seeing other people lift this trophy. She does not want to waste her moment. She does not want to make bad of this promise that MIBR have given her. Now armed with a new in-game leader.
They just really thought that was a double play.
You got to remember as well that the fact that everyone rotates back down from ramp here for bigger keeper, sure, they get these fights head on the bomb site, but then you need to clear control, you need to clear double, you need to clear what's above you. Maybe there's a bait setup. There's so many different avenues. And her taking a couple of steps back, round that corner and towards single is everything because she gets all the information and more. Waits until the last millisecond before opening that door and slamming that opportunity shut for big.
That was the bonus round. That was 2 MP9s, FAMAS into it. Now they have everything, the AWP included. Smokes outside. Olga got brought down a little bit low.
It goes both ways as well. You speak about the investment here for Big. That came down right to a 1v2. So you haven't got all the utility at your disposal this time. Funky altercation going on right now.
That angle was actually really funny. You just see the smoke bloop, over. That sends Olga out. VQ spots her on the way back up.
Are you peeking, VQ?
That should free up Hanker to move about, you'd feel.
But she can't move because she's blocked herself off with the smoke. You don't actually know how many players are here. I love this lobby crunch, but it's being held for not once, not twice, but thrice. Poppins not even revealed yet. Kiosa now starts to move in, try and make her presence known, but it's that Poppins off angle, doesn't matter. And Kiosa's guillotine can only strike for one more. Younger now starts applying the squeeze, but it's the Infernos that burn alive. MIBR. Gabby yet again being called to be the hero. Different elevations. MSAN stuck in the corner, but VQ will fight from within. Not this time, Gabby. Bigger keeper will still apply the pressure.
Ooh, that one comes down to a little bit of belief. You start to think Gabby can maybe put that together when she catches that player close Tetris. But it's in that mid-round that the true decisions come through. All the information gathering. That Kiosa gets that kill onto Poppins is huge. Sure, she goes down, but time limited. You can't go ramp at that stage.
Look how intense this is. Landon yet again, asking for this 30 seconds of respite. And this one isn't more of a tactic, in my opinion. It kind of looks like he's just motivating, but he's also making this decision for Olga. Are you buying in this round? Are you investing all the pieces?
It's got to be a half buy. It's got to be the steps to get us to 9-9.
You'd hope so, but it is MIBR, and they did force the issue a little bit too much on Dust 2. That's ultimately what cost them.
It's so great to see this come close again.
It is half.
Every one of these maps so far has delivered. 13-11, 13-10. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get double digits from both teams here.
Newt had that stat. It was from Letter Cook about running it deep. Having games that go beyond 13-10. We're being treated here after a plethora of 2-0s.
Absolute cinema for our last grand finals. Couldn't have asked for a better series. These teams delivering, leaving nothing. And we'll get a bit of info on this cross. Silent walk. Anyone down here? Yeah, okay. It's Astra. Does she want to block? It's a bit of a threat here. Gabby's the only one with armor, though. So you feel Astra, yeah, one, she's happy with that.
Nice. I like this. You do give them the space on towards B, but you don't give them control. Instead, you just send them right into the passage of VQ. And now Hanker is still activating as well. She can press off the issue, and they just completely swarm out. MIBR, no bomb plant. But at least that was the half. Olga has money to drop an AWP to Younger.
Yeah, I feel like you might want to do that.
There you go.
19-12. At the moment, neck and neck with VQ. In terms of this series so far, 1.41 rating for Younger across map 1 and 2, 1.42 from VQ. These AWPers, even continuing into this third map, both top the tables. Only pipped by Kiosa.
Oh, boost up for Younger.
Massive. Oh, Hellfire! Younger's boosted to hold red. That's unexpected.
Hanker, is this expected? Yes, it is. Poppins provides supporting coverage.
You can't get aggressive against the queens of aggression.
Against the region that pushes so much. Speaking of pushes, MSAN having a little wander. An adventure with Kiosa. Gabby's holding, but not grabbing the kill. And MSAN actually backs out. Kiosa just goes forward. Oh, hello, MSAN.
MSAN's on the roof.
And it's being held for by Younger. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I guess they knew that Kiosa had pushed right. There was an understanding that that position could come in.
And whilst all this is going on, whilst Poppins might have this kill and this fight in towards Secret, you still got this lurk. Astra on the line. Younger now holding and off angle, now being approached here, but Astra hits the shot. Olga gets caught on the rotate.
Yeah, Kiosa catches out Olga. They can get down there in time. At least Kiosa can.
Did you go up the vent here?
I think they might. MSAN is in lobby.
Oh, MLBR keep doing this, especially on the T sides. They keep going into the unknown.
Oh, Soundcue, it's so loud. MSAN knows everything. And Kiosa makes the drop down.
Oh, this feels weird though as well because they have faked this before. They've made ladder movements before. Younger is making noise like they are faking this A bomb site, but MSAN will find the kill.
Oh.
And now time's the issue. That was a leg shot. That wasn't the collection. Now there's one bullet in this chamber for Younger. As she rounds the corner, she can't collect the kill. It's M-Sanity.
1 HP. Insane in the membrane, insane in the game. High impact frags from Sweden Sweetheart.
That was a 3-on-5. That was a 3-on-5, and being a keeper, we go, oh, don't push, and then they keep pushing. They keep forcing the issue. That was actually a really, I'm actually so surprised that that doesn't work out for MIBR, because the way that they almost fake it, and now they're going to go quick.
It's double digits. It's a force by Brandon. They are all in, and VQ has already removed Olga. Are they banging their heads against the brick wall?
Potentially.
Danny doesn't get spotted. I don't think. I
Oh.
don't seem aware of it, though.
I mean, you should know that they've been dropping down the vent. Banging into a brick wall, Hanka's head made of concrete. And the bullets are even more lethal.
No. A whimper. That's how this round feels.
You are up 8-4.
You thought you'd done the hard work. But winning ain't easy. So many of these players know that.
Well, the bomb's just lost now.
Yeah, this is awkward, isn't it? Tried to pounce onto VQ there. That's easy with the drop down. Better angle for her. And she knows one's more there.
Oh.
Free fire.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, look at
All
everyone
players.
here. Every single player is here. Younger will get rid of one, but it's inconsequential. Do you know what is consequential, though? That investment. Because now MIBR have nothing. And being a keeper, the world is their oyster.
Big a keeper, dig deep. Round by round, they have drawn this back into the lead. They need your energy. They call upon it. Hanka and VQ, a familiar position, but they know how quickly it can get torn away from you.
Oh, we remember Vertigo, the Katowice. They get undone by those Tech 9s. Force the game into overtime. That doesn't happen here. They wrangle with that investment. They come out on top. Now they've got the chance to put themselves right at the top of the mountain.
How much money is going to be here?
Not a lot, let me tell you, not a lot.
What do MIBR have to stave off grand final point?
You've got 4 rounds in a row here for Bigger Keeper. You had the first gun round going the way of MIBR. You feel like that might be the start of something, but no, immediately neutralized by Bigger Keeper. They just kept on rolling that snowball. So you've got 3,400 in your pockets. You've got to play for overtime. You have to play for overtime.
Can you imagine having that thought in your head right now? After such a lead, feeling, going into Nuke, a map that you already dominated today. You know how little is needed to get it across the line, but that little is just out of reach. And now you have to consider conceding series point, knowing you have to play flawless Counter-Strike. You cannot make a mistake the 3 consecutive rounds.
And isn't it poetic that on the first half of Nuke, you had MIBR ruling the roost. You had to call upon Bigger Keeper having these ideas to get inventive, to walk away with something, to have a foundation for this CT side. I feel like Olga might have done enough. And now it goes the other way. Now Bigger Keeper are asking the same questions back, and it's Olga that needs to come up with different solutions. Which in-game leader that is new to the helm of this team and organization is going to spearhead the final journey here in ESL Impact? the final few rounds here on Nuke.
And this is where these two players who have made a name for themselves on their teams for their firepower, not just their calling, but what they bring to the server, both struggling in this grand final. They gave it all in the earlier semis, one game at a time, but now the final stand, and they have to dig deep, find the ideas. Because time is running out. MIBR take the tactical.
And that has to be their last opportunity to get Landon behind them on the microphone.
We hear guns being bought. Which side is it on? What do MIBR bring in?
Everything.
They have enough, just about.
But not an AWP. That is uncontested in VQ's hands.
Yeah, lost bonus built up. I guess they kept just enough in the back pocket. So no OT being played for.
They want it all. Can you blame them? All these teams have ever wanted is just a trophy, an opportunity. Big EQUIPA have got one hand on it.
I feel like eliminating Imperial was the step you needed, but you need to get past Big, you need to get past Kiosa. Only one before she goes, but at the same time, Hanka again, and VQ is already here in control.
As she's trying to take complete command of this game. Wide swing, oh, missed shot. They want to keep going to fight it. You really want to challenge VQ in this state of mind, or Younger does, and that was an opportunity. She's not going to be ready for the second player on site. MSAN will get rid of her.
Okay, now it's into the 2-on-4, Danny and Gabby.
VQ's seen both of them. They know they're down B.
Yeah, they know, so they should have the idea. Door opens, VQ wants another line to watch. And a target to find, Gabby. 1-on-4, bomb on her back. VQ known, play a close double, surely blindsides her. It's Astra that does. Big EQUIPA on grand final point.
And you have to compromise here if you're MIBR. Do you want utility or do you want firepower? I think everyone knows the answer to this question, but it's worth saying. Are you prioritizing some utilities to get some Tech 9s, Mac 10s for this fast play? And the pressure amounts to the highest capacity here for MIBR. They decide to compromise. No AKs, it is pure Galil.
They need that utility. And they need to find some success outside.
I'd be so sick if Big EQUIPA just start pushing them now.
Take the fight to them, disrupt them.
You're already toppling. You're already off kilter, off balance.
So many smokes outside, the double layering to create concern. Kiosa's not worried. She sees no one progressing. And Hanka's on the jump peak down towards lower, so she'll get this info.
Big EQUIPA has just walked that tightrope. MIBR just crossed with these mid smokes. Hanka just on the edge, jumping for information. Head being reset by this door frame. The flashbang goes forward, but actually it's Olga that presses the issue. Back turn, Hanka will just get 2 kills. 3 left for the trophy.
All that's required. And Hanka is still a nuisance at single. And VQ by her side on B. But they're going back up.
Not again.
Gabby's here at door, clearing this position. MSAN, will it be her again? Smoke lands at the perfect time. She spots out one, deals with her. MSAN sends them packing. Big EQUIPA have done it. Your champions.
So often at Big EQUIPA, they have so many of these iterations of this roster. It has been a long time coming, a long journey for Astra, Hanka, and VQ. It's well deserved. You feel like it was their legacy to eventually lift this trophy.
That is what they've been building up on year, what both these teams have been doing. Because the same story that we put on Hanka and VQ, that can be put on the other side. We know what Olga, Gabby went through in that first year. We know Younger, Poppins, so many semi-finals, so close, so damn close, but not to be today.
This circuit has created so many opportunities, not only for Europe, but also for South America. We've seen these players grow up and mature, both in the server and off the server. What a moment for Big EQUIPA.
Revel in it, Big EQUIPA. For MIBR, it's gonna sting, but they have shown that South American Counter-Strike does not end at Furia. The fire burns within all of these players. But few have waited longer for their moment than the core of this team. No matter how many setbacks or second places, these players have never given up. And today, that dream becomes a reality. Stockholm, give it up. ESL Impact Season 8 champions, Big EQUIPA.